Vale, mi gente, resulta que ya sabéis que hubo pique entre Ricany y la cuenta de OrbMX por Instagram, entonces dijeron de hacer un podcast y ya lo han subido al cabo de un par de días. Dura 2 horas y vamos a reaccionar a él. He intentado poner subtítulos en español, no sé qué también van a hacerse, ¿no? Automáticamente. Igualmente yo entiendo bastante bien el inglés, así que voy a ir traduciendo si hay algo que no se entiende bien. Y bueno, vamos a empezar sin más dilación. Le damos caña.
Should I do an intro?
If you want, or we can start here.
No, let's do an intro real quick because this is totally different. Obviously,
Si no digo nada es porque está traduciendo bien, ¿vale?
Both of us, probably our screen time is through the roof. This is kind of an unclicked. I'm tiny in the window because we've never done one of these before. So Sean and I talked, kind of hashed out. I mean, I think we both know that we like each other, and it's just been a weird set of circumstances. I mean.
O sea que ya se están como disculpando un poco, ¿no?
You helped me when I got kicked in the face in Russia. We've probably been to like 5 different countries together.
Yep.
You know,
I spotted a dude with the bottom of my shoe when you were getting beat up. Or no, maybe that was Garrett. That was Garrett.
But then we had the baseball bat thing afterwards. Yeah. It's been some fun times. So
Parece que se defendieron de una pelea en Rusia.
There was some drama today, and I think it was kind of almost a long time coming. In the culmination of
how many
shit.
How many times did you guys try to get me on the podcast?
I mean, we asked you a few times. And less times than
I failed a couple times.
Yes, you did. Yeah, there was a couple of times. There was a lot of times,
there
actually.
Was like 3
I forgot
times
about
where
those.
I was like, yeah, I'll come down this day, and then just no show.
Yeah, there was a
Joder,
lot,
qué cabrón.
about it. So,
I always wanted, okay, so I'll start here.
Yeah.
I always wanted to do it and like truly speak my piece. But when you have contracts in place, especially with companies like Vans and Rockstar and this and that,
yeah,
it would have been an extremely half-assed podcast for what I truly want to say, because the things that I want to talk about involve brands and involves money.
Yeah.
It involves how brands treat people.
Interesante esto.
And it would have brought repercussions to where I was in my career at that time.
Yeah. And I think
that is why I didn't want to do it.
And you're a person that it's hard for you to pull those punches.
Yes, it's an all or nothing situation.
Yeah, so I assume we're getting all.
Se le ve un poco raro a Sean. ¿No pensáis que tiene la cara como más gruesa?
Well, let's start a little bit at the beginning, just to give you some, some backstory and stuff.
Parece que no se va a callar nada hoy.
From like those Woodward shows, correct?
Okay, so my bike riding career started way before the Woodward shows.
Okay.
I started riding incline when I was 4.
Mm-hmm.
And my stepdad signed the waiver because you had to be 5. So when he signed me up, he signed me as a year older. So like in the skate park's like computer, I was always a year older than I actually was.
Yeah.
And then, dude, I was just a fucking kid riding a bike. Like, Scotty used to do lessons every Saturday that were like $25.
O sea que Scotty era su profesor.
Like, I'd have a 2-hour lesson with Scotty and 5 other kids, and like ride and have fun and this and that. And then I never fucking got into it to be like, hey, I'm gonna make money. This is a career.
Yeah.
I just enjoyed it. And then I started racing for a little bit because I was at skate park and other kids did and this and that. And then it wasn't fun. Racing wasn't fun. It was like and the problem was I had already been riding freestyle bikes. So like
Se está con el cigarrillo, ¿no?
Racing 6-year-olds, but I was already at the skate park doing foo-foo-noos on 6 quarters.
Yeah.
So it was like it wasn't a challenge, and I wasn't willing to put the time in to like work my way up in the classes, and like do all the traveling and this and that. So I just gave that up and whatnot.
Voy a ponerlo un poquito más rápido, ¿vale?
Are you like a kid that's like have you always been good at like is athletics run in your family? Like you saying you're doing?
I don't know. So like this is other stuff that a lot of people don't about me. Like I haven't spoken to my real dad in like 20 years.
I didn't know that. I thought it was your dad.
Like my real dad my mom and real dad were married. And then, so like my mom got
Si no os da tiempo a entender, me avisáis por chat, ¿vale? No voy a contestar mucho el chat hoy, pero...
Okay, yeah.
And then he took that family and just like ran.
I mean, that's the same. I mean, I have the same exact story. So my dad actually passed away 4 months ago.
De nada, Chachireto.
39 years. So
Yeah.
it was like a weird dynamic in that sense. Like, am I sad? Not really. Like,
I truly, to be honest, it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Like, certain things do, like, as far as like what I've achieved in my life and like a bunch of shit like that, like I've never even got a phone call.
Yeah.
I've rode X Games for fucking 8 years and like achieved a bunch of shit and like like there's nothing. which is like mind blowing in a sense, you know. And
I mean, in the same sense, not that I'm like X Games TV shit, but like, dude, my family
No, it's not
is
even
like,
about
it's
that.
like he
It's
just
not about the
reaches.
achievements, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just
It's
like
it's
why
about
didn't he
the
reach
principle.
out? Why didn't he want to care? You
Yeah,
know?
I
And it's
called
like,
him like
Se dejan hablar,
5 years
tú.
ago, and he answered the phone and said, "What the fuck do you want from me?"
wow. All right.
So yeah, that was the last attempt.
Fuck that. Yeah.
But my stepdad is awesome.
Yeah.
So my mom remarried when I was like 5 or 6, and he was a surfer. So like he was like down with like bike riding and skateboarding and whatnot.
Aquí se refiere a que lo apoyaba,
He's always been
no
solid.
que
Like, he's my
estuviera
mom's,
deprimido.
you know, like,
That's cool.
he like replaced that situation.
Yeah.
Like he'd bring me to the skate park, give me $20, be like, all right, cool, pick you up at 4 o'clock. Like
Lo apoyaba mucho,
So were you
vamos,
were you
su
full on,
padrastro.
like skate park rat? Like how
I
many
mean,
days a week are you
at-
riding this thing at 6 years old?
just the weekends at that point.
Oh, okay. All right.
But yeah, I mean, I'm a full-blown skate park rat. I'm not scared to admit it. Like,
Yeah.
And a lot of people will be like, oh, you're just like a park rat or this or that, and it's like, no, I started riding at 7 years old. My mom's not fucking driving me around the streets, mom.
Yeah. Sorry, I was riding alleyways at 6.
It's like that's the problem with getting really good at a young age is because people don't understand like the things that go into it.
Yeah.
And then like so yeah, I rode incline like with all my close friends that I lived around. Like the kid that I live with right now, my buddy Nick. Like we grew up riding together.
Yeah.
You know, like been good friends. Like we didn't speak for like 5 years. I came to town. I'm like, yo, can I borrow a car? Cool. Like it's different over here because I feel like especially like after leaving California, like I haven't heard from so many people.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, damn, I thought you were my homies.
Your boy. Yeah.
Yeah. And then like I come to Jersey and like I can hit somebody out that I haven't seen in 6 years and they're like, yo, what up? Yeah, let's fucking kick it. Let's do this. Like, well, I don't know. It's just a different mentality. And like we had like a really good like circle of our friends that we fucking rode incline with like every day. And yeah, park ride or not, I still fucking rode.
Gracias,
the bike
Nico.
every day and I got really good.
Yep.
I mean, it is this. And that skate park alone, I would say produced some of the best bike riders that I
Sí,
know
me suena,
personally
Arcade, claro que
nobody
sí.
else on the planet has any clue about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like there's dudes like Mike Groff, Bobby Rogers, all these dudes like they would go and ice pick a 12-foot wall ride out of a 6-foot quarter.
Yeah.
On a daily basis. So like I grew up around a lot of really good people.
Yeah.
And I was always the young little shithead running his mouth, this and that, and like that's how it like started. I just wanted to be like those dudes.
Yeah. Do you think kind of the attitude and the like, I don't know, the ability to talk shit, was it like, were you born with it or did it like
My mom's
Hostia.
pretty crazy. My mom's
Le acaba de decir que si naciste con la habilidad de hablar mierda.
crazy.
Yeah.
And just like Jersey in general is pretty crazy, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like
You
a lot
have,
of
you have to be
these-
sharp, right?
Yeah, I mean like I've been beat up more times than I've beat people up.
Yeah.
Like,
Hostia.
and you speak your truth, and that's the way it
O
is.
sea, que le han pegado más a él que él ha pegado.
Sure, California days were great. It's
Yeah.
a lot of fake people and like fake mentalities.
Yeah.
And like, the house that I'm in right now is 4 streets down from the house I grew up in.
Yeah.
So like, I'm back in my hometown and like it's like, yeah, we curse.
O sea,
we
que ha
fucking
vuelto a
say
New
bullshit,
Jersey.
We fight, we do this, we do that, and we all talk shit, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like there's certain things like, living in California, I would say something that like people would be like, what the fuck, this kid's nuts. And then like here, me and Nick.
Gracias, Nico.
Like that, and it's like completely normal.
Yeah, like a different level of just conversing.
Si aquí está diciendo que la gente de California es bastante falsa, pero que por eso ha vuelto a donde vivía, New Jersey, que es un ambiente más como
Yeah, I'm sure you're not.
callejero, ¿no? Pero que le gusta más.
I think people like, I made the decision to move to California because I wanted to like achieve something with bike riding.
Mhm.
And
Se
a
mudó
lot
a
of my friends
California
here were just
solo
like,
para
"Fuck it, I just
conseguir
have to
algo
ride a
de la
bike,
BMX.
Needed jobs and keep the shit up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it is what it is. But I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. So I had this skate park in the backyard at my parents' house. Remember, we filmed a bunch of Osiris videos. It was like a red mini ramp, an A-frame.
Oh,
a
yeah,
bunch of
Se
shit.
tenía un skatepark en la
And
casa.
people say stuff like, "Oh, you're a spoiled brat." This and that. I lived in a house that my mom bought for $90,000.
Yeah.
Like 95. Osiris gave me $5,000, and Premium gave me $5,000 for the ramps.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, you're a spoiled
Le
brat.
dieron
Nobody knows
10,000
shit.
pavos,
Yeah,
sus
I mean, you
sponsors.
earned it. That
And I
wasn't
put the
like a
Premium and
gift.
Osiris banners up. They set my stepdad the money. We built the ramps.
Yeah, yeah,
Like it wasn't just like none of it. Like nothing was handed to me.
yeah.
And I'm being dead serious about that. And like
Because that's
because
a perception from a lot of people, right?
and it's false. Like, dude, I grew up in a shitty fucking $90,000 house. Osiris Premium paid for my ramps. I rode my bike fucking 2 miles to go ride the white rails all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that brings back like this stuff I was saying before. Like people judge everybody, but they have no idea about people's reality.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
and
O sea, aquí está diciendo que él no era rico y que se curraba mucho cuando empezó.
No, never.
or like, and
Que no es un
And
mimado,
what
vamos.
bothers me about the industry these days is like, you're attacking people are attacking people based on like a skill level or what they do with BMX. Okay, so if you guys want to take it there and be that way, then I will too. Because then I have my fucking truth where I'm better than fucking all of you in the real aspect of things, and you're talking shit.
Yeah.
So like, where's the fine line? Like, you suck at bikes, you have no idea
Pero
about
él
life,
no-
but you're talking shit about me.
Pero a él no le critican por ser malo. O sea, de hecho, todo el mundo da por hecho que Sean Ricany es de los mejores del mundo. Yo no he visto comentarios que le ataquen por eso, porque le digan que es malo. De hecho, es él el que suele ser un poco respondón en ese sentido de que dice que es mejor que todos. Eso me sorprende. Le critican por su actitud, no por el nivel. ¿Cómo? ¿Le daría una paliza? Espera.
Instagram ruined bike riding for me because every time I rode my bike, and like when you're riding for brands like Vans, Colt, Rockstar, I rode for Hot Wheels, Kicker Audio, like, dude, I had like a couple really good, like, I'll talk about money too, I'm not scared, but I had a lot of like good years, and like those brands expect shit from me.
Yeah.
So then like, every time I was going out riding, it was not for me. Like it was like, oh, I need to get an Instagram clip or like post this can or
O
post
sea, que dice que Instagram ha arruinado
it's like,
el BMX.
when you ride at the level that I was riding at, I don't want to post bullshit. So then I end up in a skate park for 4 hours filming a clip. I never even had fun one time while I was there.
Yeah.
Like, I film a clip for 4 hours, I get it, and then I'm like, fuck, I'm ready to go home.
Yeah. That's fucking, it's like chasing the next.
And it sucks because I ended up there. Like, I didn't know that was how it was going to go. But then you're so deep in it. Like, dude, I was in California paying $2,800 a month for an apartment for myself for 8 years.
Yeah.
Like, and then, you know my history. Like, I've had multiple Mercedes-Benzes, fucking Audis, this, that. Like, I spent money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and nobody wants, like, I read a comment the other day. It's like, I said something and somebody was like, damn, get a fucking job. BMX riders can barely get by, this and that. And it's like, nobody has any sense of reality. I made a lot of fucking money.
Yeah. What was what's the average year over those 8 years in California?
I would say like between like 120 and 140 a year.
Yeah.
Picante esta pregunta, ¿eh? Ganaba entre 120 y 140 mil al año.
Yeah.
So that was like a fat year, and then like I did the X Games.
Hollywood le pagó 60.
Like I was doing good.
Yeah.
Like if I was in Jersey with that kind of money, I would be fucking.
Yeah. Pink pop collars everywhere.
I always lived by myself. I always drove a nice car.
Pero realmente, Sean Ricany, por ser uno de los mejores del mundo de un deporte, 120, 140 no es tanto. Si lo comparas con cualquier otro deporte, los mejores del mundo ganan muchísimo más. O sea, 120, 140, un futbolista de segunda división en España te los gana. Para que veáis un poquito la diferencia entre lo que se paga a los profesionales de BMX ahora, hoy en día, y lo que se les paga a cualquier otro deportista de élite. Hola Alan, gracias. Un abrazo. Hostia, o sea, acaba de reconocer que está quebrado, que ha gastado todo el dinero que ha hecho, y claro, 8 años ganando 120 mil, es que ha ganado más de $1 millón de dólares y lo ha malgastado todo. Ha vivido al día. Hostia, vendió la casa, o sea, está de alquiler. Se está quebrado.
Dude, the last crib that I was in that I had in California, I always rented in California.
Yeah, but you owned in Florida, right? That was the one that you owned. Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't stay in the house that I was renting in California for 9 months, and I paid almost through like it was like
$27,000. Yeah.
And it was because like I went through a bad breakup with this chick.
Yeah.
And like she lived super close, and I was just like going through it, and wanted to get the fuck out of town, and I went and stayed at my parents' house and ran home.
Yeah. Do you like what is your? I guess when you look back, I mean, we could run through.
A ver, un momento.
Like, I always felt like there was like Sean 1.0, which was like Green Days, Sean 2.0 that was like Stranger Days, and then
and there's 3.0, and now there's 4.0.
And then there's 4.0. Yeah, so 3.0. Wait, is there a version that you enjoy the most, and for what reason?
I would say when I first moved to California, after like getting fired from Red Bull and like Premium, Osiris, all the companies then.
Yeah.
I didn't, like, even when I was riding for Red Bull, I didn't care. I didn't, like, process it all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I was in high school, like, driving a Benz, making $5,000 a month.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think about, I was like, I live at home, my car payment was $500 a month. My mom has my car insurance. That's it. That's all I had.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm the kind of person, if I'm not feeling it, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
So, And like obviously you come through different periods of your life. Like yeah, I got fucking wrapped up in high school parties and shit senior year. And I was enjoying myself.
Yeah.
You know, and I wasn't riding much. And that just happened to be when my Red Bull contract was up.
Was there like an ultimatum with that, or was it literally just a general thing like, oh, we're not?
To be honest, I think the only reason I got signed by Red Bull is because of the Woodward shit, and it was like a little child prodigy kind of deal. And I don't think anybody expected me to end up being like a real
athlete
rider.
Yeah.
And so then like when that shit happened, it lit a fire under my ass. Like, dude, I graduated high school and I packed my girlfriend's Jeep with just my personal shit, and I drove to the Palace and lived on the fucking couch for like months.
Yeah, and that dog was like,
yeah, and I drove with Augie's cousin Dom from Staten Island drove with me. We did not stop one time. We drove, drank Red Bulls, and fucking pinned it from Jersey to California. And like I had a fire under my ass because now it pissed me off. And like, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like.
And how old are you then? You're 19, 20?
17.
17.
I graduated at 17. I left that week after I graduated.
Fuck.
O sea que lo despidieron a los 17.
If I think about me making any rational decisions when I was 17, it's like not even, it'd be fucking luck.
I'm 28 and I still can't make rational decisions.
I could get married when I was like 13 because I didn't think I was capable of fucking...
Qué cabrón.
And then also like I've made, dude, I have buried myself and like got myself out of a lot of shit. And like I acknowledge it and I know it. I'm not scared to admit stupid shit I've done. Like,
a ver, me está gustando y no me está gustando porque sí, 120.000 al año. Entonces, ¿qué me gusta de él? Lo veo mejor de lo esperado. O sea, yo me esperaba que iba a estar un poquito más jodido, pero se le ve bastante lúcido. Pero me gusta porque está reconociendo errores, que aún comete errores y tal. Cosa que está bastante bien.
So yeah, slept on the couch at the Palace. Augie.
Es interesante, ¿eh?
Sean Mack.
Estuvo con Augie, Sean Mack.
I don't know if Nair was there at first.
Okay.
Nigel lo ha dicho.
He eventually was, and then I ended up getting my own apartment. And I pretty much like, I think, so when I got there, Aaron was like, "Yo, I can get you on Stranger and Primo." Like,
yeah, because he worked for Tip at the time too, right?
Yeah. Aaron liked me, and Aaron's always been like, he has never been anything but straight up and like honest and a solid dude for me. Like, I just went to his wedding and whatnot. Like, he is like bike riding aside one of my good friends that like.
Solid dude. I mean, we lived together for a year or something like that.
Yeah.
Solid
I remember I came to your house, remember with the Rosa and you had a cat issue and shit?
Yeah, the cat issue. I don't remember that one. But anyways, Aaron's always had my back, and he gave me the opportunity to like get back on my feet. Yeah.
And I think without him doing that, I don't know what would happen.
Yeah.
He was like,
vamos, que le echaron de Red Bull porque pensaban que no era era un prodigio, pero pensaban que con el tiempo no iba a dar la talla. Lo echaron también, yo creo que estaba como un poquito más por las fiestas que no por la labor. Luego resulta que se mudó y Aaron, o como se pronuncie, le ofreció de estar por Primo y Stranger, ¿no? Después de estar unos meses jodido.
I can give you $1,500 a month, $750 from Primo, $750 from Stranger.
Yeah.
Vale.
And you can come out to California. And that gave me like just enough money to like skate by.
Yes.
And then, this is funny, I forgot to mention this. So when Red Bull fired me, when I was like 15, 16, 17, I was like, the coolest thing to me was product, right?
Mm-hmm.
So every time I went to the warehouse or like Red Bull office, I would take mad hats and like gear.
Yeah.
My mom, when they fired me, somehow found out that Red Bull hats go for $300 a pop on eBay.
¿Qué dices?
If they have the athlete-only tag.
Yeah.
My mom sold $14,000 worth of Red Bull hats on eBay.
¿Qué? No, 14,000 es 14.000. ¿Me estoy confundiendo? 114.000 creo que está mal traducido.
Give to all of them.
That's legitimately
And
hilarious.
that is how I moved to California.
Dios.
Severance from Red Bull.
I wish I was kidding you, but I'm not.
Jesus Christ. How much Osiris is going for?
Nothing. Dude, I fucking burned them things and throw them in the trash.
Dios.
You see what I do to bikes?
Qué cabrón. Me está cayendo bien, ¿eh? O sea, sí que está diciendo como muchas cosas locas, pero me está cayendo bien. Dios, ahí tiene la bici.
That's another one. I cut my roommate's bike in half too.
Que ha cortado la bici de su amigo también por la mitad. Yo espero que cuente el por qué ha cortado la bici.
Alright, so well, I mean, we're talking about. I'm gonna have a beer. I don't know. So, yeah.
I got a little cocktail in my
Yeah.
We can get into that.
Tiene un cóctel.
We can get into that aspect of alcohol and drugs and shit later.
Hostia.
Fucking hell. So Stranger? How long does this last?
I wrote for Stranger for probably I want to say maybe 2 years or so.
Okay, and then sorry, let me. I got another question.
I did get raises from like that $1,500 point.
Yeah, because it was. I mean, at that point, it was like a little like.
It was just like getting me back on the map, and then I like filmed the first part, and then it was like, all right, this kid's for real.
Yeah, And then Red Bull, how long were you on for?
3 years at $1,500 a month.
That's so crazy. You feel like it would be more.
Red Bull le pagaba 1.500 al mes y le pagó eso durante 3 años.
Well, they signed me at 15, like a little kid, and what companies like that do is they'll lock you in for a 3-year contract, and you can't negotiate the situation.
Yeah.
And like,
Contrato gratuito no.
I played for Rockstar for 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
Red Bull asked me for more in those 3 years, and Rockstar's asked me for it 7.
Yeah.
And I get like way more money from
paid with more. Does it's crazy that Red Bull even sponsors kids. Do they still do that?
You have to be 15.
Okay.
Older, yeah.
Yeah, because I just know like the work I've done for Monster, like they're
and then I was
sensitive about kids.
At that time, I was. So I think it was Premium, Kenda, Arnett Sunglasses, Osiris, Red Bull, and then Staff, the bike shop.
Yeah.
And I was like 16, 17.
And then all the Woodward stuff ended, right? That was like a couple years earlier.
That was before all this.
Yeah.
Like I was getting like hooked up with like free bikes at that point and stuff, but nothing.
So when you come out to California, and then you put out that Stranger part, like the Stranger part, is that the one we're talking about?
La edit. Están hablando de Stranger.
Like a couple smaller little bullshit edits beforehand, but they were already filming the DVD.
Okay.
And then I got put on, so I had like a couple months less than everybody to film my part, and I have known Miles for a long time, and like Miles is a degenerate, whatever. He's been like in my life for a while. I'm a fuck up. We're all fuck ups. It was fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like
you guys are two energetic, loud.
We're the same people that butt heads all day long.
Polarizing people.
Get along.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I think that the idea that you guys would have an argument at some point is.
Me and Miles almost fought like 4 months ago in order.
4 months ago.
Casi se pelean hace 4 meses.
Shout out Miles. Yeah, I texted him like fucking 3 months ago. Yeah,
he came out to Oregon and kicked at me and got an argument with my shirt off, like fuck, I'm gonna kill you, like. But that's what friends, you know what I mean? That's what like your real friends do. Like I've been in the dude, he's been in my life for 15 years and like helped make my career.
Ain't nobody piss you off more than some of you fucking care about.
Love, yeah. If I don't care about you, I don't get pissed.
Yeah, exactly. So that's
like, at all.
Yeah, that makes
like I said,
eso es mentira. Dice que si a él no le importa a alguien que no se enfada, pero a todo el mundo le contesta por Instagram, ¿no? Cuando le ponen un mensaje malo.
Like I said to you on the phone earlier, it's like the only respect that I want is in bike riding is from the people that I think are my friends, and like that like I feel like I had a relationship with.
Yeah.
Like fuck the keyboard warrior kid from Tennessee that I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah.
But like when somebody that I like have been on trips with and like associated with heavily and whatnot, and if I seen you in person, there's a lot of people that if I see in person wouldn't say the shit that they say on Instagram to me personally.
Yeah.
And that's what drives me nuts because I can't hold back with that kind of shit. Like if you want to fucking talk shit, like okay, cool, let's fight then.
Yeah.
You want to run your mouth and you act like my homie, don't care, let's fight.
Yeah, and for the people, for people watching this, it really is like you are. And the quote that we texted back and forth is like you. At some point, I vividly remember you're like, "We're both dickheads. That's why I like you."
I know I'm a dickhead, but I respect my friend.
And so am I to a degree. And it's like that's why we got along. We just fucking give each other shit and fucking go back and forth all day.
You think, bueno, están.
But it's still cool.
What it is.
Yeah.
Que se llevan bien, vamos. Ha sido un poco de show lo de Instagram, yo creo.
For example, like today, like me and you had an argument. You were like, jump on a phone call. I'm like, all right, I respect you enough to fucking hop on a phone call.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And we'll definitely get there. I guess we can go there now. But like it like I said, it was a long time coming. We can jump back into the timeline and stuff. But
let's jump back to the stranger.
Okay.
Era. So
cool era, right? Fucking dope era. Like dude, amazing era because you had Gabe, you had Miles, you had fucking. It was one of the best times. Yeah, who else it was the best year or two of my bike riding career, like as a pro bike rider. Yeah. It was good.
Aside from growing up, like riding the skate park with all my like local homies, that was like the best, you know. But that era of like being a pro bike rider, living in LA, like being in the van all the time, like dude, because we would just I slept on the couch and like we would just get up, get in the van, and go.
Yeah.
And then I'm with like Nair, Gabe, Aaron, Augie, Miles, like it was ill.
Yeah.
Like it was all new to me at that time, you know. Like I'm just slapped into LA, like here you go.
Yeah.
And it was dope. Like I also didn't party back then. Like I would drink here and there, but like not like that, you know.
Yeah.
I would go to the bar and kind of chill and like whatever. And that was when I was like first moved there. Obviously, shit changed pretty quickly. But I was so like, I think kind of Red Bull and all that shit, like getting dropped because I didn't understand it. So I was like, fuck all you guys. I'm gonna fucking prove you wrong, you know.
Yeah.
And that was like the fire in my ass at the time. Like when I feel like when I dive into something, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And and then I did it. Like, I won't give up, basically. Like, if I truly wanted to right now, like I drink and I work at a bar and smoke cigarettes and do all this shit. If I really, really put my head down and wanted to, I could get back on a bike right now and still
crush
like,
most
and still handle
99.9%.
business.
Yeah, exactly. What is? I mean, you said something earlier that I thought about was that like you have to be fully dedicated though to do that. You can't dip in and dip out.
I can't half-ass something.
Yeah.
So like right now I'm not into bike riding. I'm not riding.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the way it was with the Red Bull thing. Like when I was in high school, focused on all that shit, I didn't ride.
Yeah.
And it's not that I don't like bike riding. And I think a lot of people feel like I owe something to somebody. Like when I'm not riding, people are like, get on your fucking bike and this and that. And it's like, this is my life, my skill level, my craft, and my shit. Like, how are you going to tell me when I should and shouldn't ride?
Yeah. Yeah. I think
some of the comments get on everybody I can.
Yeah, and some of the comments have to be from like a good place. They're like, "Hey, dude, just get on your bike and enjoy it." You know, like one of those things. But like, it's like a simplification of a very complex like situation.
The ones that drive me nuts are like, "Shut the fuck up, quit bitching, just get back on your bike." Because there's a lot of those.
Yeah,
like, dude, I actually last night I got like pretty bummed because I looked through like, you know how you have Instagram requests.
Yeah, message request stuff.
There's like hundreds that are like so positive that I didn't see.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah.
So I screenshotted like a fuckload of them, and that shit's cool to see, you know. And then,
qué bonito, ¿no?
And then I was talking to Nick last night, and I was like, dude, I should fucking spend more energy responding to these people saying positive things and entertaining all these dickheads that like talk shit when
feeding into the negative.
There's nothing that drives me insane more than somebody trying to spit knowledge on something that they actually have no business talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
Pero te tiene que sudar, bro. O sea, al final, si tú crees que alguien no tiene ni idea de lo que tú estás hablando, ignóralo.
And that's where I'll be the cocky asshole, and I don't care because I know my skill level on a bike. I've been all over the world. I've rode for 2 energy drink companies. I've rode for 4 shoe companies. Like I've done this shit.
Yeah, yeah.
But like when somebody tries to speak knowledge to me, I'm like, it ain't gonna work that way.
Yeah.
Like my first X Games, I almost beat Garrett. Like
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like my hometown hero. First time I get an invite to X Games.
Undefeated motherfucker.
I missed him by like 0.3 points.
Yeah, yeah.
So
when was it? What year? Where was that one at? I
that
remember.
Was I made 40 grand that day. That was like one of the best days I had.
Hostia, ganó 40.000 ese día quedando segundo los X Games.
I wasn't on. I had no sponsors. I was on.
Yeah, that was before. Wow.
I got the Rockstar deal pretty quick after that, though.
Yeah.
Sí consiguió el sponsor de Rockstar.
And then that lasts for a couple of years. What is the?
I had a conversation.
What's the end of that?
The Adam LZ thing happened.
Yeah.
Everybody like on the team was obviously like they're older dudes.
Yeah.
And other shit going on in their life, girlfriends, other stress, other shit, you know. I was still trying to ride.
Yeah.
And then I ended up like kind of starting to hang out with Andrew Cass a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
vale, está diciendo que hubo una época que Adam LZ entró en Stranger, hizo los cuadros Signature y justamente dio la casualidad de que Sean Ricany se salió, ahora me estoy acordando, y creo que va a contar sobre esto ahora.
And remember Grant Tremaine?
Yeah, yeah.
So I had an apartment, and me and my girl had broke up, and she moved back to Jersey. So they were staying on my couch all the time, and they both rode Colts.
Mm-hmm.
So Andrew was like, dude, why don't you just drive for Colt? And like, I never really thought about it like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I hit up Robbie, and I was like, dude, let's have a conversation about this. And I was like, and then we talked back and forth a bit, and then I was getting burnt out, and I was like, I called Robbie one day, and I was like, I'm going to move back to Jersey. I'm going to quit Stranger and move back to Jersey if you don't put me on a team. Basically.
Hostia,
like that's
hostia.
like,
O sea, le dijo a Robbie que si no le aceptaba en Cool, que dejaba Stranger y que se iba. Solo porque entró Adam LZ en el equipo. Qué fuerte, ¿no?
Like, this isn't growing. I don't like this situation I'm
in. Did everybody else quit except for you? I can't remember how. I mean, I just always call it
no.
or whatever.
I think. Well, I don't. To be honest, I don't really remember the direct order of what happened, but I remember it was falling apart.
Yeah.
And like I didn't want to be a part of it anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and then riding with Grant and Andrew, and like then Vish would come around and this and that. So I was like damn near on the Colt team, but I wasn't on the Colt.
Yeah.
Like riding with all them.
Yeah.
And then
that's kind of how it works with them too, right? Is that it was like it is a little bit of a slow burn in that.
It was kind of like a weird situation because Hawk didn't want me on the team.
Okay.
So that like.
Hawk no le quería en el equipo. Hostia. A lo mejor por eso Sean ha estado criticando a Chase. Lo que pasa es que esto lo voy a comentar un poquito más a profundidad en el próximo vídeo.
Everybody else was fine. Yeah. Probably doesn't think, well, used to, he does not do this shit anymore. But he used to do the thing where he asked everybody for like an approval for someone to be put on.
Yeah.
Hawk wasn't there.
What was the reason?
There is no reason, just fucking Hawk's asshole.
O sea que Chase Hawk no quería.
Then So like I told him that shit. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna leave. Like I'm not staying in LA for $1,500 a month, and I hate this company. Like I'm going home.
Yeah.
And then he's like, dude, I'll pay your rent. You're not on the team, but you can quit Stranger and Primo, and I'll pay your rent until I can put you on the team.
¿Qué dices?
I mean, that's a pretty solid move.
Se le iban a pagar
He
los
wants to
niños y
make it
todo.
happen, but he has to jump through a couple
He's
of
like,
hoops.
dude, I just need time, and I'm like, I don't have time.
Yeah.
So like this needs to happen.
Yeah.
And he was like, just let me work on this shit. And dude, he gave me my rent was $1,500. He gave me $1,500 a month until he put me on the team.
That's cool. How long did that last?
I think the rent thing was like 2 or 3 months, maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I was like, dude, I need more money than that. Like this is like the rent thing was our first little
Foray. Yeah. A little mixer. Yeah.
like thing, yeah. And then he tried to give me a check for the rent money, like after I was actually on the team, and I was like, no. Like straight up in the face, like he was like, oh, here's your check, and I was like, this is not gonna work this way. And then he wrote me a different check. So,
Vale, o sea que parece que Robbie le quiso, después cuando lo fichó, le quería seguir pagando 1.500 al mes y le dijo que no, que teníamos que volver a negociar. A ver si dice cuánto.
into the cold thing now that we're on it, or
I mean, yeah, we can. I mean, I always thought of it from the outside looking in that it was like
it was really good for
that
like
Dakota took you under his wing and was like kind of
this topic's like a little like emotional and like
yeah.
a bunch of shit happened that people don't really know about.
A ver, ¿qué cuenta?
Well, you obviously don't have to. You can say whatever you want to say. Of course.
No, I mean I have, like I said, dude, I haven't spoken. These people haven't reached out to me in like a long period of time or gave a fuck about anything. So
Yeah.
that's another shitty thing. It's
Yeah.
like, all right, cool, yeah, fucked up for a while. I like did drugs, fucking became an alcoholic, whatever. This, that, and third. But that means you just like abandoned someone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like as a friend and whatnot. Like I was in your wedding and like yeah, okay, great. Fucking went through a shitty year. You can't like reach out.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Se
hard.
está quejando de que no le contactaron los de Cool después, la gente que monta para Cool. Cuando ha estado en malos momentos él.
It's like my own shortcomings of like feeling like I'm not good enough at talking to somebody who's going through a hard time. So then I run away
No
or
excuse,
something.
though.
I know, and I'm not making
Because
excuses for
I'm
anybody else.
the motherfucker. I'm the motherfucker on Instagram fighting with everybody over fucking Tyler, and I have my own issues too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the kind of person that I am.
Yeah.
Like if I'm here for you, I'm here for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I felt like a lot of people acted like they were and weren't.
Yeah. That hurts more. That hurts way fucking
But
more.
dude, I lost. Like, we could go straight into the end. Like, dude, I lost my girlfriend. Yeah.
Yeah.
We like we're going back and forth for that long. I love the girl.
Yeah.
And we broke up, and it fucking put me in a dark hole.
Yeah, as it usually does. So there's a lot of fucking stories.
I went down the fucking rabbit hole,
Yeah.
and it is what it is. I stopped riding, I got into drugs, I fucking was drinking every day, like, and it was what it was.
Yeah.
And then I ended up going back to Florida because shit was getting out of hand, and like I know that. I went to rehab the first time for 18 days, I think. Yeah, it was 18 days.
¿Rehabilitación de drogas o de alcohol?
As soon as I got back to California, same
bullshit.
shit. And then
And is it for alcohol or is it for like what?
I was
Coke.
yeah, coke,
Cocaína.
Adderall, coke, fucking
Yeah.
booze, yeah.
Yeah. Substance abuse is what.
Substance
Yeah.
abuse,
Yeah.
Sustancias.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm the kind of person where if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna go all the way. Fuck, I'll drink every goddamn day.
Yeah.
Like, and do drugs every day. And I had the money to do it at the time.
Yeah. They still make. And I mean, at this point, when we're talking about this, it's 140K. Right.
Yeah, I was making a good money at that time. Yeah. I was at that point I was probably making like 10 grand a month, so like just
120,
over
yeah.
100. Yeah, like
Vale, se está hablando que mientras que montaba ganaba unos 10.000 y que estaba en eso, en drogas y...
Happily in California.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like rent 2,400, car payment, health insurance, like the bullshit every expenses, expensive gas, and then I had
Not thinking about making
I
purchases.
would swipe my card and not fucking check it for a
Exactly,
couple.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I wasn't worried about it.
And that's fucking insane, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the reality of it now, like just like Tyler is, and like, dude, I bought 12 cars before I was 25.
Compró 12 coches.
Because it's and I think people don't know the reality of how
Pero
we were
no.
living and what was actually going on. So like when they see the shit that like I'm reacting to or like posting, they don't know.
Qué fuerte, tío. 12 coches antes de los 25. Con 10.000 pavos no te da para comprarte 12 coches. Imagino que no es de golpe, pero...
Like they don't know the past 12 years of my life, you know? Like, but you're judging somebody because they were good on a fucking bike and don't care about them as a person.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a fucked up thing, and you know.
Okay, so I forgot the whole big point.
No, you're good.
So I went to rehab the first time, then I went back to California. Fucked off again. Me and the chick got back together for like a short period of time.
¿Y ahora?
It hit the fan again. Like that.
Yeah.
I call him on and I'm like, dude, I gotta come home, like this and that.
Yeah.
Ended up
¿Qué ahora?
going
¿Qué
to rehab.
quieres? Estoy reaccionando.
Dude, I got you. Whatever you need to do, like just, I got your back, this and that. Like a month goes by and my check's like 3 weeks late. And that's never happened 8 years into me writing for full.
Yeah.
Ever. My check shows up on the fucking 5th every month, and it's not a small amount of money. So it's not like that. I use certain checks for certain things. You know, like I'd be like, okay, this check covers this check covers this is this. So I was like, what the fuck? And I'm in rehab at the time. I don't have a phone.
Yeah.
So,
And when you say check, you mean like direct deposit or something?
no, I was getting checks.
Oh, okay. All right.
At the time.
All right. Okay.
I would deal with Jovi, so wherever I was, he would send a check. He would hit me up on the first, whatever, and be like, I'm sending.
O sea que no le pagaban y vivía un poquito de al día.
And I'm like, damn, I have no check. It's like the 20th. What the fuck? I hit up Robbie, and he's like, oh, my bad, I was sick. I couldn't sign checks like last week or this and that. And I'm like, dude, really? Like, I'm in rehab, and all of a sudden you're sick this month. I can't sign checks. It did eventually come. Next month, same shit. I called Jovi, and I'm like, dude, what's the, like?
O sea que le iban pagando 20 días tarde o así.
Like, I don't want to throw Jovi under the bus, but he told me, he's like, yo, Robbie told me to hold your checks.
Yeah.
And that, like, set the start of the thing, because I'm like, dude, I want to be a part of this shit. You're like, I got your back. I'm in rehab trying to get my life together.
Yeah.
You're doing stupid shit like that.
Yeah. Do you think?
And then you want me to ride for your company?
Is there a potential that he was coming from a good place? That he was like, oh, if he's not in a good place right now, then I'm gonna hold money.
Fudger.
I'm
I
just
have the best-selling grip of BMX.
Yeah.
I sold mad fucking frames.
Yeah.
I put out some of the
¿Cómo?
best video articles
Un momento.
had.
Yeah.
Aquí está diciendo muchas cosas. ¿Llevamos ya 39 minutos? Madre mía. A ver, un segundo, ¿eh? Esto hay que volverlo a escuchar. Vale, Robbie le pagaba tarde, ¿no? Entonces, quiero escuchar esto.
Right now, then I'm gonna hold money.
A lo mejor no le pagaban a tiempo para que se rayase y se fuese de Cult. Era una forma de echarlo, porque como él estaba en rehabilitación, a lo mejor, no sé, lo querían despedir, pero sin echarlo directamente. Que se fuera él. Dice que ha tenido los puños más vendidos en el BMX. Eso lo dudo un poco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ha vendido muchos marcos, o sea, cuadros.
Yeah.
Rode for them for 8 years.
Dice que ha tenido una de las mejores partes que Cult nunca ha tenido. O sea, que ha creado uno de los mejores edits de Cult.
And I couldn't go to rehab for a couple months and fuck off for a couple months. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And like, no hate to D-Hart, Hawk, or whatever, but yo, those motherfuckers sat around for years. And then like, I'm actually like, I was 27 years old. Like, yeah, I'm going through it. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Like, holding my checks and lying was the biggest.
It's gotta hurt. Yeah, it's definitely gotta hurt.
And then for Joe B to be like, yo, dude, like, this, he said, like, dude, hold this shit.
Especially to hear from somebody else is hard, because it's like it's one thing.
He wouldn't
to
tell me. He don't have the balls to argue with me in person.
Yeah. I mean, I do like Robbie, but Robbie likes to.
He is a businessman, and that is it.
Yeah, he doesn't like to say.
O sea, que están echándole mierda a Robbie, ¿eh?
No, he will say like when you talk to advertising, he's like
like
ah, you know,
altercations.
yeah, altercations. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. So.
And I'm that way. So
Yeah.
like, if you want to fucking like, if I was in California at that time, I would have went to the warehouse and fucking caused a scene.
Yeah. It's your money.
And the other thing too is like, I never had a contract with Hope one time. We got a paycheck every month for 8 years.
Oh wow.
¿Cómo? Nunca tuvo contrato.
Okay.
Yeah. Nobody. I don't know about the new guys, but I know the big dogs' salaries are all pretty much the same.
Mm-hmm.
And none of us have contracts. I'm sure like fucking Panda or some of these new kids do because they're a liability, but
Yeah.
I never had a contract. 8 years, I got 24 grand a year for 8 years, no contract.
So then.
Recibía $24,000 al año por Cool, que sería 2.000 pavos al mes.
When you're off, you're off just out of nowhere, or there's like a.
Well, he didn't give me the last check, and I was actually hurting for money at the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I'm over it. I'm walking away from this. Just meet me at the coffee shop. We can talk for a minute. Give me my fucking last check. He gave me an extra $1,000 on my check and was like, see you.
Hostia, o sea que cuando se ve que Cool no le pagaba a Sean y entonces Sean estaba como, ya está, no quiero seguir más, y le pagaron al final, en vez de 2.000, 3.000, y le dijo que chao.
Yeah.
Like, this is the shit that I want to talk about,
Yeah.
and now I can.
Yeah. I mean, it's.
Because like, and I don't know
He
if
should
this is
have a
gonna
contract
work.
in place. I feel like because it's like that's what
No, but the problem
protects
is
you and protects.
The problem is me and Robbie were boys. We used to go to dinner together. Like, he used to come sit in my front yard around the fire pit. Like, it was like a homies.
Yeah.
We were boys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Business and
and
friends.
then, like, even
Business
shit,
and
like,
friends.
I had all the whole team come to my house when I bought the house in Florida. Like, everyone came to stay with me. We filmed a video. Like, there was more to it than a business thing. Like, all this 2010 till the end bullshit, family for life, blah, blah, blah. Like, yo, you fucked me over when I was in rehab.
Yeah.
And then lied about it.
Yeah.
And then, like, yo, not even that, too. Like, he didn't even try to be like, yo, I want you to stay on the team, this and that. As soon as I was like, fuck you, I'm over it, like, it is what it is. He was just like, here's an extra $1,000 and here's your old check.
O sea, que se queja de que el cult es más de negocios que no realmente de amistad, que al principio parecía esto, y que se queja también de que en vez de decirle que se quedase, le dio $1,000 más y le dijo chao. O sea, que no intentó como retenerlo.
I haven't heard from him since.
Yeah.
Y dice que no sabe nada. Hostia.
And then
Nunca más le volvió a
It's just
escribir.
a trickling situation because they're so tight.
yeah.
So
But I
then,
mean,
like,
like, is there anybody on the team that you're still cool with, or is it?
I'm
Like,
cool with D-Hart because D-Hart's a real motherfucker.
yeah.
I like Russ Barone a lot.
Yeah.
I like AK. Like Andrew doesn't ride for Colt no more, but like I don't really have a problem with anybody besides I would say that Hawk is really disrespectful.
Hostia, Chase Hawk
And, like,
le está
I'll
criticando.
give him credit for what he's done in bike riding because that's what I want. Even if somebody says that like it's an asshole, you can give me credit for what I've done in bike.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so I'll give Hawk that, but Hawk's an asshole. He's an entitled little prick. Like, man, it is what it is. Robbie spoiled him his whole life and catered to him, so he has that mentality.
Yeah.
D-Hart's a gangster, bro. He fucking lives in Jersey, takes care of his kid. He's probably broke and still doing it. Like, I like Russ a lot. Dakota is like, this is a bad emotion, like emotionally one
Yeah.
with the Dakota situation.
Hostia, ¿criticar a Dakota?
Like, he like took me under his wing heavily, right?
Yeah.
Fuck. O sea, que está criticando un poquito a Chase y parece que va a decir algo de Dakota. De los demás es como que habla bien.
And like he was a dude, we would hang out every day. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he lived
Salían
up-
cada día.
Talking about it.
I moved to California from, I mean, moved to Costa Mesa from LA, like to be closer to Cole, closer to Dad, closer to beach, this and that. Dakota doesn't understand like the wild side of like being an action sports athlete.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like it's a business thing. Like
Para él es
we're gonna,
negocios,
like, we're
Dakota.
gonna build spots, we're gonna do this. And for me at that time, I was like, dude, I didn't fucking sign up to be a pro bike rider, to be a fucking
In that line, yeah.
no, like, bro, who the fuck works that hard, moves to California, and does all this to, like, not party, not have fun, not sleep with a bunch of girls, and this and that, like, what's the point?
Yeah. Yeah.
And, like, there was times where my shit got out of hand, whatever, but I was still riding. Like, dude, you know that clip that, this is, like, towards the end, like, the last couple clips I filmed, remember that picnic bench, I did, like, a manual, drop manual, and then a hot bar manual off the picnic bench, manual, and
Yeah.
I was hammered. Like, it's funny shit like
It's
this.
fun. It's funny. It's funny, and then it's like it's also. I mean, fuck, dude. Like, is there? Do you
No, it was sad. It was like
regret
sad at
that?
the
Yeah.
time. It
Yeah.
was sad. Like now I can talk about it, but at the time, like I was never gonna tell nobody that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like I mean, I was going through my own shit myself that like nobody knew about, like
Yeah.
or could see or tell, because I was still riding and fucking showing
Just
up.
producing. Yeah. Yeah.
So then, yeah, just like dude, our relationship kind of just like started diminishing, and I was like, fuck this, man. Like, it is what it like. I was in his wedding and like fucking bunch of shit, and we were really close, dude. And then
Yeah.
I definitely started making comments where I was like, I would say actually it started because I was getting sick and tired of like, yo, be here at 8 a.m. We're going here, doing this, and I was like, it becomes a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially at
O sea, que se queja que Dakota era bastante estricto, ¿no? Que cuando tenían que ir a grabar era como... Tenía una mentalidad muy de negocios, de producir, no tenía margen de error, no quería divertirse.
I was 26 or some shit at the time. Like I was trying to have fun, like also riding but trying to have fun.
Yeah.
Like
Balance it,
I'm
at
busy.
least, but yeah.
So and I really enjoyed that. Like
Pero tampoco es una crítica muy mala al final. Cada persona es diferente y
like it's focused, it's calculated.
él es más loquillo, Sean, pero Dakota es como una persona más mayor, más seria, que va a lo que tiene que ir. Se lo toma como un trabajo, pero estoy seguro que también se lo pasa bien montando BMX. Al final también va un poquito de personalidades, ¿no?
It's this, it's that.
Yeah, I mean,
But
he's
also,
like peak pro in a lot of ways, like creating spots, finding spots, like doing
Yes,
these things.
I
He
know
really
that.
is. He really is, and I feel I was gonna say earlier is
I
that
really
like
admired that,
yeah,
and especially like when I was like he taught me a lot about like just like how shit works, how to deal with companies, like how to deal with bands, how to
Yeah.
talk to people. Like he taught me a lot of shit,
Yeah.
and like I feel like me and him sit in the middle, where I'm like I enjoy that shit to a certain extent, but I also want to go ape shit and have fun.
yeah, yeah.
And
I'm sure there's a way to do both in your world, but maybe not in his. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like, and
I
I
started
think
getting judged.
yeah, and I think losing Dakota, I absolutely love Dakota, and I think
I do too.
I think
That's what sucks.
the idea of him not liking me would like tear me to pieces, and I don't even have that relationship that you guys have. Like if he was like if I heard it Dakota say no,
Dude, we
fuck
went out every day
Fletcher,
for
I don't
8
fuck with
fucking
him, I would be like, so sunk down and sad, and so I can put myself in your shoes and be like, damn, like.
And I will not fucking deny this at all. I made a lot of mistakes. I've said a lot of stupid shit to people, like under the influence or like on drugs or this and that. So like a lot of that comes into like the situations that happen to me, and I'm not denying that.
I hope if, you know, you're,
I think
I'm sure,
a lot of
you're gonna
people-
piss a couple people off
Me da un poco de rabia porque a veces no le deja hablar Sean a Ryan.
on this, but I hope that it's sort of like how we had the conversation today. You called me out today. We texted for a while. We got on a phone call, and it produced something good. I hope that airing this shit out produces a phone call between you guys.
Well, no, like if I called him, you would answer the phone.
That's good. Yeah.
But I have, like I said, I have done a lot of stupid shit and said a lot of stupid shit under the influence of a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because I'll like get hammered.
Bueno, está reconociendo
like,
eso.
I was doing drugs at the time and this and that, and then I'll sit at my phone and come at everybody that I'm pissed off.
Yeah.
So I've done it to you multiple times.
A little bit. No, I feel like you're pretty
I've done it to
tame.
Dennis.
Yeah.
I've done it to Garrett. I've done it to Bob. I've done it to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily think that the things I say are wrong, but the only time you have the balls to send those text messages is when you're under the influence.
Yeah.
So it's like this weird, and then of course it's like way stressed out and over dramatic and extra.
Yeah.
Would be if you were just like normally typing something to someone.
You got to put your phone on like airplane mode and then type all this shit
I need
out.
somebody
And
to
then
take my phone away from me every time I sip any kind of.
and then just it
Well,
goes.
I-
It goes
No estaría mal, tío, la
I
verdad.
contemplated it last month about getting a new phone number.
Oh yeah.
But anyways,
We just removed a segment. We talked about it for
you
a
know
while.
where
but
that's
we,
at. Yeah. You got to send me this before it goes
Of
alive.
course,
Anyway.
yeah, I'll edit all this stuff.
Hostia, parece que han hablado de cosas que han censurado, ¿eh? Uy.
And then, so we talked about Dakota, the end of Colt, and then I guess Vans is next. Vans.
So okay, so I know where to start.
Yeah.
So basically, when the whole Colt thing happened, and I left Colt or whatever, Vans and Colt work together so closely and like are so associated that obviously it fucking follows along instantly.
Yeah.
So my contract was up like a couple months after the Colt thing. I didn't get fired. I just didn't get re-signed.
Yeah.
Vale, o sea que como Sean se fue de Cult y Cult y Vans trabajan muy juntas, cuando se le acabó el contrato con Vans no le renovaron. Parece que
And then-
Cult
and then
habló
two
a lo
episodes
mejor
on
mal
podcast.
a Vans de Sean y...
And then you and Dennis pretty much fucked me on the podcast, yes,
I mean,
because
do you think
let me speak on this one.
what's that?
Let me speak on this one.
Yeah, all right. I'll shut the
Ok,
fuck up.
uy.
So, and this isn't your guys' fault because you didn't know the exact situation.
Yeah.
Uy, les está diciendo que él y que Dennis la cagaron a la hora de hablar sobre Vans, ¿vale? Así que vamos a escuchar. O Rockstar, no me acuerdo.
That's also your guys' job, and especially as like you and Dennis being friends of mine, to like make sure that shit's okay to fucking talk about.
Yeah.
Before you just throw it online. Like you guys just threw online like Sean doesn't fucking ride anymore and this and that, and like if you don't fucking work at Trader Joe's, you're not gonna get paid. If you don't ride, you're not gonna get paid.
Vale, eso es lo que dijeron, de que si él no está produciendo, que es normal que lo chuten de las marcas, ¿no? Y él está diciendo que es mentira, que eso no fue. Entonces vamos a seguir escuchando.
Contract for fucking $48,000 a year.
Yeah.
Ah, vale, está hablando de Rockstar. Todavía tenía un contrato de Rockstar por 48.000 euros, digo dólares al año, que vendrían a ser... Espérate que no me equivoque. $4.000 al mes.
That had another optional year that is not re-signed because you guys aired me out. I could have hid the rest of it and just left this fiend on Instagram and acted like I was riding.
Do you think? And you know that for a fact, obviously, like that, like
Dude,
word
like,
got
Dennis is
around and it was just bullshit, like or not
Dennis is a
bullshit.
really important.
Hostia, o sea, está diciendo que aún tenía otro año adicional de contrato, pero por culpa de lo que ellos dijeron no le renovaron.
I just left this fiend on Instagram and acted like I was riding.
Do you think? And you know that for a fact, obviously, like that, like
Dude,
word
like,
word
Dennis
got
is a
around and it was just bullshit, like or not
Dennis is
bullshit.
a really important. Dennis is a really important part of Rockstar. You think people don't see that shit?
Yeah. Well, I.
But that was the first draw with you guys.
Yeah. And
Ah, por eso Sean estaba
I think
picado con ellos.
From our point of view was that the if the Vans post wasn't in such dramatic
And that-
fashion, then
this-
we wouldn't have had much to talk about, and so I'm not
That
giving an
Vance post was
excuse.
in a fucking great fashion.
But that's what I
If
mean.
you wanna be real- if
I
you
just
wanna be
meant
real-
that you gave us something to talk about more than anything else, and so and it went a direction because it was something to talk about. Where like that's why I used the tie thing because he just posted New Balances. I just meant he was like off of Vans. Like you would never post it, and so it was like I guess ties off of Vans. So we didn't really have anything else to talk about, and so
That's not my problem now, and it should
no,
fall back to me.
and that goes on to my accountability because as we grow and as we get larger, and this theme carries into the drama today, as we grow and as
you put it in the drama category, so now you're really in the drama category.
Yeah, like I mean,
you posted the van saying you're like, this is the drama category.
Oh yeah, did I say that? Fuck me. I just my point being that as things grow and as we, it becomes more responsible because I cost you fucking a living wage in
more than average U.S. salary.
Yeah, and I'm
¿Se está disculpando?
That is not.
I mean, I did. It's not your fault in general, but I feel like I could have hid the situation to get the next year.
Yeah.
Until you guys fucking talk about it, and then it's exposed to the entire internet.
Yeah, and then there's the
Vale, hostia.
There's the idea that
like I don't give a fuck about your $1,500 that you guys made off that podcast.
Yeah.
You guys fucked me for $50,000.
Yeah, and that's valid.
That's like when I got robbed in China at X Games, and I missed the podium, and then the judges fucking apologized to me. I'm like, if I even got third, I would have got matched by Rockstar and Vans, and all you have to say is sorry.
Yeah, and you did get fucking robbed there. I was there at that one. I remember that feeling. Yeah.
Dude, I got fucking robbed terribly.
Yeah.
Like,
O sea, están diciendo que le robaron en China y que encima, por no quedar en tan buena posición, no cobró tanto y los jueces después se disculparon porque Rockstar y Vans le iban a pagar según la posición que tuviera.
And it would have been a $50,000-$60,000 day.
Yeah.
Instead, I walked home with $10,000. I fucking changed my flight and left.
Yeah.
Like, this shit needs to be held accountable for it in some areas.
And I think
Es una putada eso.
To go fuck themselves last time they invited me.
I think you posted that, didn't you, at some point?
I'm sure I did. I posted all that stuff.
What you just weren't interested in? Was it real?
Se rechazó lo de X Games.
It was an alternate spot. I was like, there's no way that I'm showing up to an alternate spot. You want me to fly across the country to go to be an alternate?
Yeah.
And at the time, I was still killing it.
Yeah, and I think
O sea que X Games lo llamó para ser reserva en lo del Real BMX y Sean dijo que no porque dijo, voy a ser un reserva y voy a tener que viajar de una punta a la otra del país para ser un reserva. Eso, con su nivel, la verdad que me extraña.
They only invite 8 people, so just fucking invite and just make no alternate. Put 9. They proved this year that they can just throw somebody in. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was always able to like hold my own in the contest.
Yeah.
So it like didn't make sense, and like multiple times, like I'm not saying I got robbed for podium spots.
Yeah.
But there was other situations too where it was like, damn, really?
Yeah.
You know? And people don't understand. This is the biggest thing I think that's wrong with the public is like, people are like, just ride for fun, just like this and that. It's like, how do you think that people sustain their lives?
Yeah.
Like, yes, this is a fun career to have, but there is also like a financial side to it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to live an uncomfortable life to make you happy and just be happy and ride a bike.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to live outside of my means. I live in a 3-bedroom house and I have a Toyota Tacoma.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not asking for much, but like, bills need paid.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the reality.
Yeah, of course.
And then you got the Instagram kid that's like, just ride your bike and enjoy it. It's like, riding a bike at the level that we were riding at, like, at my...
That's all that is enjoyable for you.
That's all that is.
Yeah.
If I'm not fucking learning new shit or scaring myself, it ain't it.
Yeah.
And right now, I work 2 jobs. I can't fucking knock my teeth out and be out of work.
Yeah. And that is the reality for so many dudes when the skill and the willingness to risk things, and it becomes so unenjoyable for them that it makes sense. It makes sense because you're competitive, not even necessarily competitive in that sense.
Everybody is.
Yeah.
Do you think that Garrett goes into an X Games not like, damn, I want to win this shit? Like, everybody is competitive.
If we ever do a Garrett podcast, that is going to be a huge topic to me because he has to be competitive. He has to be.
Bro, are you kidding me?
Of course,
I know a little bit about shit that you don't know.
Yeah.
Garrett, I apologize. I have sent him some really foul text messages.
Mm-hmm.
Like, some of them are true, some of them are ass.
Hostia, o sea que le habló mal a Garrett, dice, por mensaje privado. Se está disculpando.
But
yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah.
The situation I have with Garrett is I looked up to him my entire life from when I was a kid and like mimicked everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he has never helped me with one thing in my BMX career.
Yeah. Is it?
Hostia, o sea, le está diciendo que siempre ha sido su ídolo, pero que nunca le ha ayudado nada en su carrera del BMX. Que tampoco tiene por qué hacerlo, ¿no? Pero bueno, a ver por qué razón.
Get this bike from Garrett. I got this bike from Bob from Staff.
Yeah.
Ah, o sea que Garrett no le regaló la bici, sino que fue Bob, no sé qué Bob.
Yeah.
You know, and that shit hurts because like, yo, if a little kid looked up to me my entire life growing up and like actually made it and like almost beat me out of his first X Games, I would be like, yo, this is my man from the same town, like this and that.
Ah, claro, ellos son de la misma ciudad y quedó la primera vez que Sean participó en unos X Games segundo y Garrett primero. Y claro, está como un poco molesto de que nunca le haya como... bueno, eso. A lo mejor apreciado más.
Never.
nunca le haya apoyado
And I'm
por
not
eso.
saying Garrett's not a good dude. I just would have handled the situation differently, and that's my opinion. And my opinion only.
O sea que es un buen chaval,
What
Garrett,
is
pero que podía haberlo hecho
I
mejor.
guess so.
Hostia, qué lento ahora.
Circling back because you ended up on a fee, but Rockstar ended. Then they didn't renew the contract.
Last month.
Se acabó en 100, pero ¿cuándo ha estado en 100? No lo entiendo. Y no le renovaron el contrato el mes pasado los de Rockstar.
Last month, I got my last check.
Last month. So all right, and then when.
So if you want to pay my rent this month, that'd be great.
Hostia, le acaba de pedir que le pague el alquiler porque por su culpa y por la de Dennis no le van a renovar los de Rockstar.
Let's see what you can have all the fucking revenue from this thing.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah,
Le está ofreciendo de ganar todo el dinero que esté produciendo este podcast, pero tampoco va a ser tanto.
You're gonna be disappointed because revenue.
I'm not gonna be. This is gonna be. I guarantee you, this will be your highest viewed video.
I mean,
le dice que le asegura que este va a ser su vídeo más visto. O sea, Sean Ricany en verdad tiene una actitud muy prepotente, ¿eh? Se está creyendo el mejor durante toda la entrevista.
Mueller one's at fucking 300,000 or something like that.
My Instagram video, just because of drama on your page, has 600,000 views. You haven't got 600,000 views on that Instagram in fucking 6 months.
All right, well, see,
I'll
fact check you on that because the Instagram in the last 30 days is at 8 million views. So,
Hostia, aquí le acaba de humillar.
There's definitely a lot.
I got screenshots.
I got
Either
screenshots
way,
too.
over a picture of people backwards dicking around and you got more views than
Esto de saber quién la tiene más grande, tú.
That's another thing I wanted to bring up that I agree with that I saw a comment.
Where is it? My screen's fucking tiny anyways. They're not even gonna see this shit.
You don't need to show me.
Yeah,
It is
I
what
know. Yeah, I know. We're just fucking around.
Bueno, dicen que están de broma.
This is going back to you guys and the BMX Instagram.
Yeah.
I want to hear this from your point of view because I look at that page and I see a lot of corny shit and a lot of corny ass people that don't deserve to be put on a platform like that.
Yeah.
Vale.
And is that because you guys want views? Is that because this? Like, is it because of fucking sponsors paying you guys? Like, what is it? In my opinion, that's ruining the idea of BMX and it's making everybody feel like a somebody.
Yeah.
And it's causing a problem for the people that actually are.
Yeah.
So like you didn't post me on that fucking Instagram for 3 years, but you'll post the double fucking front flip guy.
Yeah, I don't
like. And how is that real? Like I'm a dude in X Games and you don't post me. Is that sponsorship shit? Is that this? What is it?
I don't know specifically you. I think sometimes people think that there's more thought into it than there is. I think there is.
That is your job running that account.
Well, that it's maybe thought isn't the right word. That it's more like calculated and like we're not posting him and we're posting him and we're choosing.
But
and
why
picking.
is that?
I think there's elements of really good bike riding, borderline like great bike riding. That the fucking algorithm just doesn't love. We post shit and then it just doesn't do well. And then so there's times where it's like, hey, we want to post this to give people love, but then we know, I mean, honestly, the fact you wrote
it's
over.
about views. That's what you're
Déjale hablar, tío.
I mean, not really.
It is. You don't need to lie.
No, I'm not.
Aquí están discutiendo de que por qué publica tanta cosa que no es tan pura del BMX. Y es obvio que si tú subes simplemente vídeos de BMX con trucos buenos no vas a tener visitas. Entonces, pues mucho de lo que suben es para conseguir viralidad. Otra cosa es que esté bien o mal, eso ya es opinión de cualquiera o de cada persona.
Things go viral, something gets 6 million views, then we get 10,000 followers or something like that.
But
Pero déjale hablar, tío.
And I don't know if I've ever admitted this, but when I made the post just yesterday or whatever it was of the 5 years, I'm in fucking hyper growth mode because I'm starting from zero and I start.
O sea, aquí lo que están hablando es que, bueno, él que es el dueño de OrbMX dice que le conviene mucho hacer un vídeo de 6 millones de visitas porque va a ganar 10.000 seguidores y que está en modo crecer lo máximo posible su cuenta de OrbMX. Porque lleva poco.
Is that more important to you than like keeping a real BMX community of real dudes and like publicizing real shit?
No, overall, but sometimes I think I probably lose sight of that. I'm gonna admit that right now because
Tú, pero este se está bajando los pantalones ante Sean todo el rato.
there is the potential that that I do.
Tío, pero échale huevos. O sea, está bien que Sean Ricany sea quien es, pero tú también... No sé, tío.
That, and I think no matter what,
that hurts real dudes like myself.
It does because BMX gets circusy, and
Because
I
then you have this fucking asshole kid that looks terrible on a bike that did a circus trick or fucking did a handlebar grind down a rail.
Yeah.
That now all of a sudden you post him, he gets mad views.
Está criticando a Eric Elastron.
And then he talks shit to me when I put in 20 years of real time.
Yeah.
Esto es que no lo comparto mucho. No lo comparto mucho lo que está diciendo.
That's fucking valid.
Que diga que es jodidamente válido. Es su opinión, entonces ¿es válida su opinión? Sí. Aquí no se está mojando, no está diciendo si está de acuerdo. Porque va a seguir posteando cosas virales.
I'll say that my... But I mean,
dudes like Tate Roskelley, Charlie Crumlish.
Yeah.
Like, those are the first dudes to pick on me over this bike cutting situation. They don't know the reality behind it. They both, like, I'll be an asshole. Like, they both suck compared to me on a bike.
Yeah.
Es que es lo que os digo. Ahora acaba de decir que Tate y que Charlie Crumlish son malísimos a comparación de él en la bicicleta. Vamos a ver por qué está diciendo esto.
They have not made nearly as much money as I have.
Y se está validando porque él ha ganado mucho más dinero que ellos.
And they're the first people to talk shit.
Yeah.
Do you see Garrett, Chad, Dennis, anybody like trying to get at me?
Yeah.
No, because they're real dudes that actually can fucking ride a bike, and it's their thing. So then you guys entertain all these clout chasing assholes that do this.
You're going to say fuck boys, weren't you, or something?
They're fuck boys. I have no problem hearing either one of them.
Yeah.
I don't like either one of them. They're both disrespectful. Their bike riding looks like shit. And you guys are not...
Pero, bro, es que no entiendo, tío. Aquí me está superando un poco.
Like, if anybody can talk shit, if Garrett started running his mouth...
¿Qué pasa? Que si tú no eres bueno o si tú no eres más bueno que Sean, no puedes hablar.
It would be great. And he can stand behind all of it and be like, I am the best fucking bike rider on the planet. I'll say whatever I want.
Yeah.
You morons are jibbing around on flat ledges.
Es que por ser más bueno, por haber ganado más dinero, eso no te da más razón o más validez a tus argumentos, ¿sabes? Tú puedes ganar mucho dinero, ser el mejor del mundo, decir algo y estar equivocado, en mi opinión.
I was doing ice bars down Hollywood High 11 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, how do you feel the need to come at me? I'm making $150,000 a year doing ice bars down
No me
Hollywood
gusta.
High.
Esto no me gusta, lo que está diciendo.
11 years ago, and you're fucking flicking basketballs around, and you want to come at me?
Pues si viene hacia ti, es que tampoco te he hecho un vídeo haciendo una broma. Es que se lo está tomando muy personal y Ryan se está riendo bastante ahora mismo internamente. Pero como creo que no va a tener muchos huevos de decirle nada, se va a callar, simplemente se va a reír.
I know you're being serious, but that was a funny fucking sentence you have to say.
It's funny, but it's fucking real. And then like Charlie Crumlish is fucking running Team Weed. He posts 6 posts about me cutting my bike in half.
Yeah.
I cut my bike in half for a reason. That, like
¿Qué
I
razón?
told you before, that bike, that frame, if everybody wants to get real, every part on it's still fine. That cost for that frame is $120. I spend that at Target on fucking paper towels, dish towels.
Estoy viendo que el 4S vale 120 en Target.
Like, nobody knows.
Yeah. It's not a big deal to cut the frame in half, is what you're saying.
No.
And
But I'm all of a sudden this fucking person now, Tate Roskelley, is cutting his frame in half to get views and clout and this and that.
yeah, I think I feel
Charlie
like I'm gonna get myself in trouble, but I agree with you in a lot of ways because I caught flack for obviously for the Instagram post that we did of you, but I caught flack from another YouTube channel, and they it's this dude Brant Moore, fairly popular YouTube channel. The video's down now because we talked, but it's like...
You've talked to a lot of people in the past couple days, huh?
Dude, I mean, not you, but like today
I caused a lot of drama
today
for you.
fucking sucked. I'm not gonna lie.
Started
today, you did. Yeah, you did. But, well, no, technically...
Espero que se esté entendiendo esto. No lo sé, Chat versus Sean. Ya no lo vamos a saber nunca.
Like,
You
in
started it and I
yeah,
finished it.
yeah, exactly, and I deserve that. So I'll fucking take that L,
And right now, like,
L
like,
or
like
whatever,
the
and
stuff,
that's
the stuff that I'm talking about with like how people come at me. If people want to go here, I'm down. I'll go there.
Yeah. And
if this is the way BMX is gonna go, I can fucking sit in my garage on this couch with my feet up, my dog next to me, watching TV, and sit on Instagram and talk shit all day long. I have sent like 6 people my address that have like came at me 6 ways sideways and live on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Telling me they're gonna beat me up and this and that. I've sent my address. Like, show the fuck up. I dare you.
Some fucking Jay and Silent Bob shit.
Yeah,
What the
like,
fuck?
I'm just done with
Le está diciendo a la gente que vaya a sus casas a
Um,
pelearse si quieren.
I told Charlie Trumbush I was gonna beat him up too.
I mean,
Le quería
yeah.
dar una paliza a Charlie Crumblis.
I mean,
And you
I
just
don't
heard
blame
every
you.
second of it.
I don't blame you.
This is what started this entire thing. I cut the bike in half. Charlie Crumbush posted 5 posts in a row on Team Wheat. My Instagram was deleted at the time, so I didn't see it. My roommate shows me them, so then I reactivate my Instagram. I start scrolling through comments and see who's talking shit, and I'm like, now I know who
I did the
the real
same thing.
people are.
Yeah.
Jolín, bro.
I didn't trust teachers.
Esto está interesante.
Dude, I will admit it 100%. I will sit and look through every comment. I'll respond. I will see who's talking shit. I don't care. I take pride in my shit.
Yeah.
Like, what I've done is, and what people say is important.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I
No
think
importa
in the
lo que
real
dice la
world,
gente.
the words that you say, you're fucking bound to them. And I think there's accountability that people on the internet don't realize. And I see shit, and I literally will screenshot it from people, and I'm like, and then they're cool to me later. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
I
you're
won't do
fucked.
that.
Like, you're fucked. Like, I know for a fact that I saw you talking shit,
Madre mía.
and then you're gonna come back to me when you need something, and
Yeah.
and pretend to be cool, and it's like, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't
Yeah.
work that way.
No,
And it's actually
it's not gonna work that
it's
way on
actually the
social
like
media
the most
anymore either.
it's the most pussy way to handle stuff, and my wife hates it when I say that, but it is because they're not coming to me with their problem. They're bitching on the internet and then asking me for a favor to help them out.
Se quejan de la gente que habla mal de ellos.
Charlie Crumwish or any of these people would say the shit they're saying to my face.
No.
Absolutely not. So
Yeah.
don't fucking say it on Instagram.
Yeah, and that's
Because I'm not a little kid anymore, right?
There's a huge percentage of people that haven't been punched in the face, and that's what I'm saying is that you should be proud for doing what you did and being the top fucking 10 in the world at something. Like
for multiple years in a row.
Exactly, and that is like how many people get to say that.
Le dice, eres uno de los 10 mejores del mundo en hacerlo. Y Sean Ricany no está satisfecho con eso, que dice, durante muchos años consecutivos.
You know, like the fastest car. I am the
But then
fastest car.
I'm an asshole because I say that about myself.
Dude, that's a different. I think that's I think some people appreciate it, and I think some people don't, and you're always gonna get that, but you're not wrong, no matter what.
No, la verdad es que no se equivoca. Me río porque me hace gracia que lo diga, pero...
Yeah. I think there's a lot of people that, you know, they're like, I don't care, but it's like...
You do care because you're commenting on the post and you're still watching.
Yeah, so... I think you should be proud. I think you, you know,
Totalmente.
we talked about it a little bit on the phone, but it's like you have a skill set, you have determination, you have fucking drive, you have willingness to push through pain and suffering and uncomfortable shit to succeed, and like one day you'll look back at this phase as like this tiny little phase.
Yeah, it already feels like that,
Yeah.
dude. Like I work a job,
Yeah.
got a house in my hometown.
Yeah.
I haven't rode in a year.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
my life
año.
has dramatically changed.
Yeah.
You know, like I left California. I'm not going back.
Yeah.
Like it goes from one strip to the next.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it is what it is.
Sí, su vida ha cambiado mucho.
Stories and multiple chapters and all that shit. It would
And
be,
it's
this
fun,
would be,
but I
this would
want-
be like a fucking interlog or whatever it is.
I mean, but it's not though because it was 20 years and I'm only 28.
No. I'm talking about this phase, the fucking boat phase and shit. You
A lo que
I
está
mean,
haciendo
what
ahora de
else
los
do you do
barcos.
next? Like I see Corey Martinez, 40 years old. He's fucking bitching about not finding his next fucking thing in life and like got no money.
He's got the same thing. He's got the same
He's
thing.
doing GoFundMe's for $5,000 fucking to get home and this and that. It's
Yeah.
like I don't have sympathy for that.
Yeah.
I moved across the country and I got 2 jobs and fucking
Está
bust my
criticando
ass to pay rent.
Yeah.
Está criticando a Cory por tener 40 años y ir mendigando por dinero en vez de mover el culo y trabajar
And I'm
por 5.000.
28.
You know
I'm
why?
not fucking GoFundMe for $5,000 because I'm fucking poor me.
You know why? Because you are fucking a worker. And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it is a compliment in that sense. And Corey's figuring that out. I'm going to give benefit of the doubt to Corey.
And then I'm
Corey's
supposed to have
figuring out
empathy.
what that is, you know, like, and I don't know. I think that blew up a little bit more than he expected, and you know, I mean, that's a whole other subject. I love Corey, and I gave him money, and I fucking wish him the best, and like that's.
Yeah, he used to shower at my house when he was sleeping in his van and shit, showering.
Yeah.
And I have nothing but utmost respect for Corey Martinez. Don't get me wrong. I used to watch his videos on my laptop in school.
Yeah.
Like when I was 14.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I do not have sympathy for how the industry reacts to different situations.
Yeah.
Corey Martinez is just in a fucking financial hardship.
Yeah.
And he has never worn a helmet, never done anything.
Yeah.
And he gets $5,000 to fucking move back to Nashville.
Yeah.
Tyler has done mad shit, never begged for money ever from anyone.
Yeah.
Smashes his fucking face and gets destroyed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Vale, lo que se queja es que Cory Martínez necesita $5.000 para volver a Nashville y la gente le da, pero Tyler Fernengel se rompe la cara y la boca y la gente lo critica al pedir dinero y él nunca había pedido
And it's
dinero.
not okay.
It's not.
Like, if you really want to put it into play and be fucking... If everybody wants to get down to the truth, Tyler's better than Corey Martinez. Like, if you
Acaba de decir que Tyler es mejor que Cory Martínez.
want to put fucking facts out
Pero es que
there,
da igual, bro. O sea, da igual si él es mejor. Es que...
I know for a fact. Tyler can ride everything and anything. He will ride off a fucking roof onto a rail. He can put brakes on and do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Like, where is the respect for that kid?
Yeah. I think.
Es que, bro, no me gusta que todo el rato... Da igual.
It's there. I think.
Creo que
It's
entendéis mi
not there.
punto.
There's 3,000 comments of people talking
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
There is not 3,000 comments of every fucking rider that has not worn a helmet.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess let's
And
get
you've
it.
got no teeth sitting on a couch dealing with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the crux of this and what started this conversation right now is my comment on there, and
I think your comment did a lot. The comment from the BMX Instagram, I think it gave people like the confidence to be like, this is something I could dive in on.
yeah.
Creo que por el comentario de BMX de lo del casco, la gente se animó más a decirle lo del casco. Validó.
I think it validated or opened the gates. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't think that there wouldn't have been comments like that,
Yeah.
but it definitely egged the situation on way farther.
Yeah, and I agree. My initial thought was that wasn't true, and then when I bounced it around, it was. And I
That
agree.
comment has 1,900 likes.
Yeah, and the comment itself is wrong.
Kids are influenced by shit like that because
Yeah.
they can't think for themselves.
Yeah,
So you
Yeah.
said that, and then they're all like, "Oh, let's eat him up for not wearing a helmet."
yeah, and that was honestly mortifying to me when I put it together because that was
The thing that I said to you-
not my goal whatsoever,
Yeah.
obviously, and I fucking have taken that.
Bueno, se está arrepintiendo
you
el
know,
comentario
like,
que
all day
dejó.
long, and even the people that like.
It's
that
not a
DM
whooping.
me,
It's like
well,
thinking.
you know, but like, you know, I'm saying like all the DMs and shit, like,
Yeah.
and all the comments and all that stuff is like, even the people that DM'd me and were like, no, you're fine. I don't even know why you're backtracking. I'm like, no, I appreciate the support, but like, I actually.
Es que realmente el comentario fue desafortunado. La verdad, la actitud en que lo dijo era un poco como... No sé, a mí no me gustó tampoco mucho.
Like
You acknowledged it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
because I
it
do.
is what it is.
I deserved it. It was a mistake.
Yo creo que lo podía haber dicho de otra forma. O sea, está bien que le diga... Tyler, yo creo que a la próxima tendrías que llevar casco, tal. Le podía haber dicho de una actitud un poquito menos vacilona, ¿sabes?
And it was an off-the-cuff, like, knee-jerk reaction to it, and that was me knowing
That would've been
Tyler,
fine
and it
from
was
your own
my
Instagram
own account. It would have been decent for my own Instagram account. Would
Claro,
have
si
been
lo hubiera
better
hecho
as a text
eso,
message,
pero igual.
and it would have been, but it's not acceptable from the
It's
BMX
like
account.
it's like the same
Yeah.
same thing we had the conversation about my shit when you guys
Yeah.
brought all that up on the podcast. Like,
Yeah, it's just not.
and And everybody's situation is different. You helped me lose a Rockstar deal because of your not thinking.
Yeah.
But Tyler's in a different situation where, like, we talked about and what I said.
Yeah.
Like, that is not something that you want to come across.
Yeah. No,
or
and
get part of
it wasn't. And I.
That is like a real fucking reality in that
Yeah.
situation.
And that's like,
So-
and that's like between this, and I don't even know, we didn't even really talk about the Instagram, the fake yoga picnic thing, but that was another strike.
Like, that was just you slapping me because I fucking said, like, these dudes dick around in schoolyards.
Yeah, and it wasn't because at
But
least.
how do you think that looked from my
Of course,
side?
I get it from your point of view, 100%, and it just sucks that it's like dog shit timing. You know, that's what.
Aquí
it
está
was.
diciendo
It
que
was-
no fue a propósito lo de la mesa de picnic y Sean dice que él lo hizo a propósito por una cosa que dijo, pero él dice que no fue a propósito. Creo que no me lo voy a creer.
It was
I mean,
innocent. It was innocent, but from your point of view, it makes perfect sense why it would go down like
Es
that.
que es imposible
as
que...
a fucking shot at you, but it wasn't intended in any sense. And then
Yo creo que sí que era.
and then
Come on, buddy.
and yeah, I get it. And then we didn't moderate the comments afterwards, which is
Until I caused a scene.
yeah. And so it did. There was.
So
You know,
you didn't read through those comments and see any of them and be like, damn, Sean's gonna be bummed. Let me do something about this.
I honestly didn't see them until. And so when you
Good
type,
job running that account.
well, because I have 4 other people that post, and so one thing that we also didn't discuss is that it's supposed to be representative of like multiple aspects of BMX, you know. And so I guess it's 4 total, not 3 other.
Who
people.
else is on there?
So it's James, who runs early 2000s BMX. So he's good at finding the old repost stuff. Albert Mercado, and then Pat Quinn, who's out on the East Coast.
Yeah, Pat Quinn's like the biggest hater on the East Coast, so that's a great guy to have in your
Is
corner.
he a hater? Yeah, I hate it.
Uh.
As far as I know.
Uno del
Yeah,
equipo es muy
since
hater.
I was a
de
kid.
Orly.
Fuck Pat Quinn. I'm just joking.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't really mind. I don't really
Yeah.
care anymore. I'm
Yeah.
just like.
But I mean, it's
talking
supposed to be representative of multiple
think
people,
that
so
account
what they like and don't like, you know.
about
And
that account cannot be personal preferences based on you guys.
I mean, it's always gonna be that. It's always gonna reflect what we like in riding, right? Like you can't not do that.
I mean, I get that, but then
Yeah.
like you also.
But like
there's-
Albert's a
yeah,
street.
Instagram is
Albert's like.
actually-
Que está diciendo que no deberían publicar cosas sobre sus gustos personales, pero claro, también si es su página, pues van a publicar lo que ellos quieran, no lo que tendrían, bueno, no sé.
An
Really
objective
cool.
street dude, you know, so it's like he's into that style stuff, and it's like he's even said recently, because James has been so on it, that he's like, dude, I need to post more fucking street clips because it's like getting super park heavy and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
that's
So
important.
yeah, and that's also your opinion. Like there's a lot of people that are into it or whatever, like, and that's you know,
You guys have the biggest
part of the
to look at.
problem is that it's like a blessing and a curse that we have like at BMX. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Claro, es que tienen el nombre de BMX, entonces
Because
es
they-
jodido.
Same thing with Dennis told me the same thing about the podcast. He's like, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just doing it.
Yeah, yeah,
But you also have to understand you guys are affecting other people's lives.
yeah, and that I think that's
You guys
was
took on a
a
big task.
fucking I would say not a new lesson, but an old lesson that apparently I fucking forgot. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I think from the first time we've started like our BMX, the last couple of days have been like a reawakening of like, oh, you have like responsibility. You can't just fucking wing it sometimes.
Yeah, like think
Total,
about-
total.
Where
Think
the
about-
ride days, because ride was like fucking here, and it had
and
to
it was
be
trans roll.
Yeah, and it had to be on
And
above a
people
certain
don't
level.
know who was running Ride. And Ride
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
staple from like way back.
Yeah,
you guys
because
started
ride was
this
its own
new-
monster. Yeah,
Yeah, and you guys just started this new thing, and people know who's behind it.
yeah, yeah, and that's
So you guys are now taking the responsibility on fully.
yeah.
And like I'm not being like I said, I'm not being an asshole, but like there is repercussions for shit that you guys say.
Yeah, and not that I, you know,
Like, I
felt
would've
it,
thought
felt it
after
to your
the first
level,
time-
of course,
Like
but
on the podcast, I would have thought after the first time that I fucking came at all you guys sideways, you wouldn't have even brought me up again.
I don't think we did really. I mean, I think
You
we
did.
talked
You
about
fucking posted the video, the photo, and talked about my bike.
yeah, that's what I said, but we kept it like super mellow.
You kept it slow because you knew the deal. There was
Yeah.
like some bike shit going on or whatever, but
Yeah,
it's just
Because that was the only photo of it, and it was funny. Like, it was like I cut my bike in half. That was kind of funny, but...
Claro, es que claro, si tú posteas una foto de tu bici cortada y pones eso, la gente va a hablar de ti, obviamente, y tampoco hablaron tanto de ti en ese podcast.
It's hard for me because I have a personal relationship with all you guys.
Yeah.
So when I hear like shit, but I haven't heard from you in 2 years on a fucking podcast, it like
Fucking sucks.
yeah, it's like what the fuck, you
Yeah.
know?
And I am sorry for that, and I...
Pero no te disculpes, tío, pero a ver, no te disculpes, tío, no has hecho nada malo por comentar una foto en un podcast. Es que...
And I appreciate it so much, and I feel like I said that like 8 times when we talked. Just like getting on a phone call because I didn't know if it was going to happen or not. I just was like, you know, I didn't think I said anything new on the call, but I think sometimes like hearing somebody's voice,
Yeah, I got you.
it like you're like, hey, he's not bullshitting. Like
No.
there is no ego with this shit, and I don't, and I pride myself on being, you know, accountable in a sense of like, hey, I feel like I'm even with my wife, we argue. When I'm wrong, I will just say, hey, I am wrong, I am sorry. But when I feel I'm right, then it's a fucking problem, you know. But
Yeah,
like,
that's
but
me
I'm
too.
not right. I'm not right. So I can say this. This is super easy because I'm not right.
Yeah, and dude, like I'm learning this. I have learned over the past couple of years, especially like with going through the substance abuse shit. Like I went ape shit for like a while, and you're not yourself, you know. So like, I did a lot of shit that I wouldn't. Like that wasn't me.
Yeah.
You know, like
O sea, por el consumo has actuado de una forma que no le gusta en el pasado.
And like I owned up. I'm like, dude, I have said a lot of shit to people that I shouldn't have said, and like I've probably fucked up with brands and then blamed them, and like a lot of stuff. I mean, I was a fucking bike rider. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
You're a bike rider from a very young age too, which is like.
I'm not very bright. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, like, but I'm like getting to the point of learning that, like, take accountability for your shit, and it honestly feels better to do that because then I feel like I have a weight off my shoulder. I'm like, okay, I fucked up, like, and I'm admitting it. I'm like,
Dice
I don't know how
que
many people watch this, but a lot of people
la ha cagado y que lo admite.
surprised, probably, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think I think if anybody is watching this and they have like a strong opinion, I think it's good to see you as a human, you know, and not see just words.
Sí, la verdad que a mí me está gustando verlo así hablar cara a cara. Porque una cosa es por Instagram y otra cosa es en vídeo.
They look at you like you're some celebrity.
Yeah.
And I'm literally like, dude, I live in a rental house, I work a job, I have my dog, and I hang out in my garage, and like, I live a normal ass life.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, I think that's what a lot of people don't understand. Is because you're good at bike riding doesn't mean you're not a normal fucking person.
Yeah. And I think it's.
Pero cabrón, está diciendo esto, pero luego no para de decir que como él es más bueno que los demás, que su opinión no cuenta. Pero ahora dice que es una jodida persona normal. O sea, esto es de lo poco que no me está gustando mucho de Sean en el podcast, que lo veo poco humilde y se contradice con esto. La verdad que... Pero me está gustando su sinceridad, eso sí.
Definitely, I'm sure. Like, there's a kid that's like saying, you have it so good, this and that, you should be so grateful, and this and that. And then there's a kid that's like, bike riders barely make any money to get by, and it's like so all over the place.
Yeah.
It's because nobody wants to talk about it. It's like, Dennis, Chad, Garrett, they're fucking rich. Like, not rich, but like really well off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Chad buys gold watches, has Beamers, trucks, a house in San Diego. Like, Dennis has multiple houses. Garrett's got a house, built a skate parks. Like, where do you people think this money comes from?
Yeah.
Sí, pero también lo que la gente dice no es que sean pobres o no ganen dinero esta gente o los más buenos del BMX, sino que a comparación de otros deportes, pues los mejores atletas del BMX son pobres a comparación de los mejores de fútbol o de cualquier deporte de Estados Unidos, sea NBA, sea béisbol, sea... Yo creo que eso es lo que más se refiere la gente. Obviamente todos sabemos que Garrett, que Chad y que Dennis no son pobres, que no ganan $1,000 al mes, ganan más de 10.000 como tú en su momento. Entonces, seguramente la gente habla de esto más que de...
Somebody wants to guilt trip you like, oh, just ride your bike for fun. And it's like, So do you want me to live in the shack down the street, just like?
Yeah. I
Like,
think it's that statement's
And
an
I
ignorant statement.
wasn't rich.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm saying like that person is making that statement. I think it's they have good intentions, but it's like kind of an ignorant statement because they think like just riding and
I
cruising
just
is gonna
wish
fix you and make you happy and stuff like that, and not even worry about the money. But I'm
Sí,
saying,
pero el montar BMX también te ayuda, ¿no? Anímicamente. Yo creo que la gente te lo dice más que vuelvas a montar, aunque sea sin marcas, por ti, para que te recuperes, porque
like now.
después de una mala época.
If you just get
I'm
on your
not,
bike
I'm
and
not
it's like this
16
like
anymore.
what's that?
I'm
16.
not 16 anymore. Like
Yeah,
I've had
yeah.
mortgages and car payments and like a dog to fucking feed. And
Do you think
vet bills.
you'll ever just enjoy cruising and just fucking
I'm sure I will at some
yeah,
point. To be
yeah.
honest.
I think that's
Eso que parece que volver a
And
montar.
I won't do it till I feel like I want to.
yeah, exactly. You should.
Like if
You
I
should.
one day I'm like randomly in my like I'm gonna get another bike even if I have to buy it and I'm
Yeah.
here.
You can
like, if I'm
hey,
sitting
you
in
can
the-
have mine.
If you send me your bike, I will love you for the rest of my life. I don't, to be honest. So back to what I was saying.
Yeah.
Like say like Nick, like my roommate. Like I said, we've been friends forever. We grew up riding together. He's really good at riding. You know, like if we're sitting in the garage one day, like hey, fuck it, let's just go roll around the skate park, and I'm having fun again. Maybe I'll fucking get back into it.
Yeah.
Maybe I won't.
Yeah.
You know, I can't force the shit because if I fucking go out and try to force riding and I scratch my face on the ground, then I'm really never riding again.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I've had a lot of friends over
People
the
don't understand injuries either. Like I didn't really get it. Like I have 6 fake front teeth.
yeah.
You know, I've done what Tyler did. Like, and I have broke my left wrist 4 times. I have knee surgeries, like collarbone, separated shoulders, done it.
Yeah.
And like that shit takes a toll. Like I'm 28 now.
Yeah.
When I was 24 and shit was happening, I was like, oh yeah, whatever, fuck it. Getting drunk, I could wake up with a hangover and still go ride. Like
Yeah.
this shit. Like I worked behind a bar for 9 hours from 4 o'clock to 2 a.m. and get home at 3:30. Like my knees are fucked.
Yeah.
Se queja de las consecuencias de sus lesiones ahora.
Like I said, I can't do what Tyler just did.
Yeah. Yeah. That's understandable.
Just doing a used bar and your front wheel washes out, you knock out all your teeth. Like I can't afford to do that.
Yeah.
Like I have a house and like a life to pay for.
Maintain. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people don't understand that.
Yeah. I don't think.
Like Tyler said the same thing. Me and Tyler talked on the phone earlier, and he said the same thing. He's like, I can't enjoy riding a bike if it's not
At a
like,
fucking level.
at a high fucking level.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I agree with it because like
Esto
it's
tiene
not
sentido.
exciting. Like, okay, yeah.
Claro, si
I would love
montan
to,
para no
go
lesionarse,
around a bowl of car like a vert wall.
no les
Yeah,
gusta
that's
tanto.
enjoyable, right? You can do that for 20 minutes and you're
Pero
like,
claro, sin sponsors,
Alright.
si te pasa algo, ¿no?
Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah.
Like, we grew, like, dudes like myself and Tyler grew up on progression and learning shit.
Well, I think that's like the Miron effect in a lot of ways because he just couldn't. He can't fucking. If he's not at this fucking beast level, he can't redo it. And so he just puts the bike away and moves on. And it's so hard for
It's a hard pill to swallow.
for normal BMXers to understand that.
understand
But it's I hate to use the word extreme, but it's an extreme level within an extreme sport.
Yeah.
And it's super hard for normal people to understand the idea of just cruise and have fun. And
Yeah.
I've had a lot of friends
It
that
doesn't work
struggle
that
with
way.
that. And it's like I think eventually it comes around for people.
Yeah, and I'm not
Eventually
rushing
it does. Yeah.
I'm not rushing it. I'm not fucking
Yeah.
like, I don't wake up in the morning and think about a bike. I don't
Yeah.
like, you know, but like if we go out to the skate park, well, like I said, one day I fucking cruise around and have fun. Maybe I'll go to the skate park a couple times a week and just roll around.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like I said again, it's hard for people like myself and Tyler and everybody that's pushed shit for so long. And every time you were riding, you were trying to learn something or like progress the shit and this and that. Like, dude, right now, like to be completely honest with you, even like when I was like the last time that I was at like my peak, like the last time I was like at my best point in bike riding, like I at that point I still couldn't keep up with what like Felix and all them are doing now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so and that is also another thing because like
That
you're
goes
used to being that guy, and then now you're not because there's new guys.
Yeah.
You can't compete with the like. It's like I'm coming on 30 years old. Do you want me to fucking argue with the 19-year-old? I'm not doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it goes back to what you said about it. You have to live it every day.
Yeah, and if, dude, it's even living it every day and doing it is still a difficult task.
Yeah, yeah. That's a reason.
So-
That's a reason why there's only a fucking fraction of a fraction of a fraction of people.
Yeah, I
And
put
it's
everything
not-
I had into the shit for years, dude.
Yeah. Fuck, dude.
And I didn't do it once. I did it 3 times.
Is there? You really did. Sean 3.0. Sean 4.0. 5.0.
4.0. Come to the bar and I'll give you a vodka soda.
6.9.
Yeah.
Is there like a top 3? You know, if you look back, you're like, I did this, that, and this. Is there anything like that?
Like trick-wise?
Trying to, you know, I feel like we're winding down, like trick-wise, or if it's a video part, or it's a contest win. Or
I'm really
it's a
proud
fucking...
of my stranger part, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's
Sí,
because
es su
I
mejor
really
video
enjoyed
part.
filming it too. Like I wasn't. When I was filming that, it wasn't in my head. Like I was just doing it, like because I wanted to.
Yeah.
It was, and then I have definitely filmed videos and like web parts and shit that I did not give a fuck about or even want to do.
Yeah.
And that's what I would mention before about like having obligations in bike riding. Like, yeah, a new frame comes out, you need to film some kind of frame promo. So then I got to go out and film a 2-minute web video for Cole.
Yeah.
I didn't want to fucking do that. I don't give a fuck about a new colorway. I've been riding the same size bike, same shape, same everything for fucking 15 years.
Yeah.
Do you think that I give a fuck about a new color? No.
Yeah.
I can get any bike right now.
That's the job.
It'll feel exactly the same to me, and I can put it the way I want it, set it up, and I'm good to go.
Yeah. That's the job. That's the job aspect of being a
Which
professional.
people
Claro.
don't understand.
Es que también,
Because I mean, there's job aspects of
es que
everything.
también no puedes pretender ser pro y no producir. O sea, si te pagan los $2.000 al mes es para que hagas algo, para que hagas vídeos. Al final,
Every job. Like there's always stuff you don't want to do, of course.
Now, I'll be honest, Fudger. Like now, working sucks
Yeah.
sometimes, but I've never in my life had a schedule.
Yeah.
So, like, I have to be somewhere every day at a certain time.
Yeah.
And like, I leave at a certain time, and I get paid for the tasks that I do.
Yeah.
It's not based on opinions anymore, and like who likes me and who doesn't, or this or that.
Yeah. Some high school shit.
Yeah, and it feels good. Like,
It's understandable.
I mean, I don't make nearly as much money as I used to.
Yeah.
But it's like kind of fucking rewarding to a sense. Like you get paid for what you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And bike riding is not that way.
Yeah. Is there stranger part number 1? Is there any others?
Stranger
or is
part
there...
was one of my favorite eras of bike riding, and not Stranger the company itself, but like who I was around, who was filming shit with me.
Yeah.
Like, it was like a big turning point in my life just getting to California. I was having so much fucking fun. Like, dude, I've like rolled around fucking Compton with Gabe Brooks with a fucking sawed off fucking gun in the front seat. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just, like, shit like that. It's like, it was just like epic times, you know? Like, and, yeah, I wouldn't take that shit back for anything. Stranger involved or not. Like, just that crew of dudes and like,
It seemed like a
we all actually liked each other, enjoyed hanging out. Like, it wasn't, there was no, like, it didn't feel like a task.
Yeah, I think that's it.
It was
When
like-
it comes naturally, and it just becomes, and all these clips come as a byproduct of hanging out all day and checking out things and not thinking about it. I think that's when it comes, like, it feels fucking great. You know?
I just the biggest thing that I think drives me nuts and like causes me stress is like people not getting that the shit is fun, and like I did enjoy all of it.
Yeah.
But I also have a reason to be bitter.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like and maybe I should come at situations differently, but I didn't I'm not a college student. I don't know how to talk properly and do everything right. You know, like, so then when people, like, I feel like I get really angry when people don't understand what I'm actually trying to get across.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of stuff is misinterpreted.
Yeah.
And that, me being an asshole, I'm like, oh, come on, dude, you don't fucking understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, I don't know. I've called a lot of my own shit. It is what it is.
I think, I think there's part of it that you enjoy putting somebody in their place, you know, and then that feeds feeds the machine, and then it's like, and then it keeps spitting shit out. You know, and then it just
dude, I
never
posted on
ends.
everybody was talking shit the other day. I posted on Instagram. You guys can have this fucking sawed in
I saw
half.
you taped it together.
I taped them both together.
I mean, did you? I guess we didn't talk. You cut your. Did we talk about that on there already, or was that before we started recording? I mean, do you want us to talk about why?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I'll talk about it.
I don't think we talked about why you actually.
Esto quiero saber. ¿Por qué cortó el cuadro?
So, so obviously it goes back to the Garrett thing.
Yeah.
I think we might have spoke about this. No, I didn't talk about the bike though.
No, we didn't talk about the bike. So
It goes back to the
got
Garrett
you got the bike from Bob.
Eso es lo más importante,
I
creo.
was a mess, dude.
And he
I
never.
listen.
Go ahead.
I was a mess of a person. Like I went to rehab. Bob Pratt actually drove me to rehab the last time I went.
Okay.
Bob from staff.
Yeah.
He gave me my first free bike and drove me to rehab last year.
Yeah.
So like.
Eso es de una tienda del barrio,
I
del MX.
disrespected the fuck out of him and Garrett by doing this.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the Garrett situation, I truly am disappointed in the dude. Because, like I said before, like, I wouldn't... Like, if fucking some little kid was, like, looking up to me his entire life and lived down the street from me, and I was in his shoes, I would have, like, not acted that way.
I think you didn't say the 6 month the proposition.
I told you that, maybe.
Yeah, when we were on the phone, you told me that.
Yeah, so like, I fucked up everything. Like, the Colt thing was done, band thing was done, and I was like, yo, can I get a bike? And then I offered to ride for Fiend for 6 months for free.
Mm-hmm.
Hostia.
And then never really got, like, a phone call back or, like, a serious conversation about it.
Yeah.
And, like, I understand where they were coming from because I was, like, a fuck up of a person at the time. Like, I was, like, kind of off my rocker, whatever.
Claro, aquí lo que pasa es que Sean le pidió a Garrett de montar para Fien durante 6 meses gratis. Pero claro, Sean estaba en un mal momento con el tema de rehabilitación, estado de ánimo.
But still in my head, I was like, dude, I've literally known you my whole life. Like, I grew up looking up to you. Like, throw me a fucking bone.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Were you still trying to...
Claro, y se queja de que han vivido casi en la misma calle y él siempre lo ha admirado y que no le ha tirado ni un hueso.
Actually do it? Like,
that was like the last thing where I was like, I could pull my life together.
Yeah.
If this happens.
Yeah.
Claro, y era como entrar a Fien era la oportunidad de volver a recuperar su vida de pro.
You know, and I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm gonna ride for Fiend, and it actually happens. If that happened, I would have a point to prove.
Yeah.
You know, and it wouldn't be like a point like I used to be able to prove, but like I would definitely
still have it. Yeah.
But I just felt like I got blown off entirely.
Mm-hmm.
And
Pero
then,
no le
like,
contestaron.
I quit.
Colin went to Harrow. Yeah.
Colin went to Harrow.
Vale, va a hablar de Timorrow se fue de Fien, Colin se fue a Aro.
Oh, and it's like, dude, your own dudes are leaving you.
Yeah.
Hostia.
And like, I'm trying to ride for the company for free.
Yeah.
Tino de gratis.
And like, I'll be honest with you, I don't give a fuck about a free bike, dude. It means nothing to me. And people think that's like egotistical to say. It's not. And like, because I know how many bikes that I have sold for 4 companies.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I know the value of this entire bike and what it actually costs a brand and how...
Claro, él sostiene que él sabe cuántas bicis ha vendido con las otras marcas y que sabe lo que le cuesta la marca.
Over the fucking years of my career.
Yeah.
So this free bike means jack shit to me.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's a $120 frame. If everyone wants to bitch about shit, I will send Garrett the $100 whatever it is to get another fucking frame. You know what I mean? It's not about that. This was me proving a point because I was pissed off at Garrett.
Do you think... obviously you knew you would get a crazy reaction from cutting the bike in half.
And yeah, I was looking for that at the time.
Yeah.
O sea, que lo hizo a propósito para tener una gran reacción.
Was the goal. And what do you say, why?
Yeah, why?
Because...
Uy, esto es importante lo que voy a decir ahora. ¿Por qué cortó el cuadro? ¿Por qué quería esa gran reacción? ¿Era simplemente para llamar la atención y conseguir algún sponsor? Vamos a verlo.
I guess you could say, like, that's just how I feel about the situation. Dramatic fashion, yeah, I'm that guy. It is what it is, like... And
de rabia se le fue la
like
olla.
I said, at that point, I had nothing to gain, lose. I don't even have a bike right now.
Yeah.
Like, I literally don't even have a fucking bike that I can pedal down the street.
Yeah.
So it's not like I was trying to make more money, and I don't give a fuck about the attention, but I do care about...
It sounds. I mean, it sounds like.
A ver, esto de la atención no me lo creo, la verdad. Pero bueno.
That's what I was gonna say. Is it sounds like you felt disrespected,
I
so you wanted to disrespect back. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I did.
Yeah.
And I do owe both those dudes an apology because it was crossing the line, and I apologize.
Yeah.
But,
Se disculpa de ellos.
like I said, I didn't fucking become a bike rider to be a saint. Like, I fuck up sometimes. It is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, that's the. I mean,
like, look, dude. Somebody the other day called me the Bam Margera of BMX. That was pretty funny.
I mean, not quite, but.
How many more days?
I mean, that's. I mean, at least it makes sense. I feel like a lot of people want to agree, and I don't think I necessarily agree with it, but like, it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. So.
But
I mean, you're feeding into it at a point. Like, you're obviously like,
I enjoy some of it.
Yeah.
Dice que le gusta alimentar esto.
Like, drink a beer, smoke a cig, and fucking sit on my phone for hours.
Yeah.
You know, and I do enjoy it, and maybe that's the problem also. But I also do give a fuck about bike riding as a whole.
Yeah.
And, like, the thing that drives me nuts is I worked so fucking hard growing up to have respect from people that I wanted respect from, and now that does not exist.
Yeah.
Like,
Interesante.
Nobody gives a fuck about, like, getting respect from the bigger dogs. You know what I mean? There's the kid that's 16 that's got 500,000 YouTube followers that's like, fuck Garrett Reynolds.
Yeah. No.
You know what I mean? Like, that's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Was it you? Period where I was like the last of the dying breed of people that got to experience that part of bike riding.
Was it you that said something about it's not about the bike riding anymore? It was, right?
Yeah, it's not about who's good. Like, if it was about who's good on the bike, I'd be rich.
Yeah. And it's great. It's so funny because it's like there's people fucking so fired up about that, and it's like, I mean, to a degree, it's always been like that. Because if back in the day, if you didn't have a great photographer near you, didn't fucking matter.
But you as a good bike rider can move yourself anywhere you want if you really fucking want it.
Yeah.
And that's a part of being a good bike rider.
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't have that in Jersey. So what did I do? I got up and fucking moved to California. And fucking figured it out. That's a part of being a bike rider.
Yeah.
How you look, how your fucking bike is set up, all of that shit is a part of looking good on a fucking bike and being respected as a.
I think it's just the burden of like marketing riders. It used to be on the media, and then it's shifted to the companies, and now it's the riders themselves. And you have certain riders who are really good at riding. But they suck at telling everybody that they're fucking good at riding and looking good.
Eso es verdad.
And a lot of people
gente que monta muy bien pero no sabe cómo venderse.
The Nathan Williams of the world. Like, Nathan Williams is incredible.
Nathan Williams is one of the best bikers in the fucking.
And
nobody knows it.
No, Leo. People know it, but like
people know it.
Yeah, but like.
And then Anthony Pants that does a hot fucking tail up in New York City with a fucking Santa Claus costume on, and that's more important.
And
like,
he's selling bikes.
Fucking foul.
And he's selling bikes, yeah. And it's fucking insane.
He probably makes five times as much money as Nathan ever will.
Yeah, and that's insane. And and the world and the internet is in a fucking crazy place with that. Because it goes back to like when you're saying something and you're like, but what I'm saying is the truth. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. And it's like the same thing. And I thought about it just a little bit ago, but like the X Games shit. And it's
have you read any posts or like gnarly shit that I have said on Instagram that you don't believe is actually facts or true?
Okay.
Like something that you're like, damn, this is a wild card. He's crazy.
I mean, I'm trying to think if there's any huge arguing points, because even the X Games shit, and it's like it's not a street event, and it's like in my opinion.
That was a good one. I got killed for that one on Instagram.
But I'm like, yeah, it's not a street event.
I'm not wrong.
It's a TV show. It's always been a TV show, and it's always just gonna do whatever the fuck X Games does, because even the rules don't apply, because and this is no knock to Colin in any sense.
Oh,
well, I won't. No, Colin won the fucking.
Motherfucker left his best friend to ride for Haro to make more money. Get the fuck out of here. That's one thing I will talk about.
A ver.
I'll move forward. But he won the fucking real street shit, and then they're just like, oh, we'll just put him in the street event, and then 9 riders, and it's like, what? You can just fucking throw
Barasta,
you
Boyd
can throw
Hilder,
it
a
in
bunch
there.
of other dudes do not belong in that event. I'm telling you right now.
I mean, I'm not
street riders off the top of my head that deserve to be in that event.
Yeah.
That are real deal street riders.
But the course isn't a real deal street course. The course has a fucking 5-foot quarter pipe in it. It's like it's an X Games street course. There was fucking
so many X Games courses with 5-foot quarter pipes that I rode. I never touched them.
Yeah.
Maybe a foot jam.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't necessarily agree. I've always, anytime people talk about X Games, and it's like generally when it comes to X Games shit, it's like the invites. They're like how do they get invited? How does this person get invited? And all this shit. And it's like because it's a TV show, and it's like it is make believe. There is no cellar doors. There is no actual handrails. There's no fucking. There's no security.
Sponsors the event. What's this? What's that?
But that's real. That's 100% real. And I think people used to, in the back of the day, used to not necessarily realize it, or they used to hide it a little bit better. But I don't think they hide it very much anymore.
And then you're the crazy, ungrateful bastard when you talk about it.
It's just hard because it's like it comes across as a slight against Kevin and Boyd. Because it's not their fault that they got invited to the event, and it's not their fault that they rode the course the best, right?
Wait.
You're not wrong.
And I think that's the issue.
I'm not dissing.
Yeah.
I wasn't coming at them.
Yeah.
I came at the podium and who was like on it.
Yeah.
Versus like, you have 2 park riders on a podium with Garrett.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I'm not dissing, dude. They're fucking both have better bike control than me. They're amazing bike riders. But it's, how are you going to say it's X Games Street and then you have 2 park dudes like that on the podium?
Yeah. I mean, I agree that there's something like...
Boyd and Kevin should not be standing next to Garrett on a podium. Let's put it that way.
There's something fundamentally off there, and I think it's not that those dudes don't ride street either. It's just that they're not. They're also, Kevin's in dirt, Kevin's in park. And then it's like, and Boyd... And street, yeah, and then...
And it's because it's a Monster-sponsored event, and he rides for Monster, that's what they do.
And he's also good at everything.
Kevin is one of the best bike riders, and Boyd blows my mind.
Yeah, 100%. And it's just, I think it's like a one of those ones where it's like, don't hate the player, hate the game. Like legitimately, I hate the game. And it's X Games perverting the idea of what street riding is, and they've never gotten it right.
No, they never will, and that's why real people walk away. Like, I and Nathan don't ride fucking X Games. Like,
because it got smaller and smaller over the years, and it's like, it's crazy. And I'm probably not going to get an invite. I'm already in trouble with them anyway, so.
I'm at least happy to say I declined my last one instead of like.
I mean, you should. Honestly, I think that's it.
Invited, declined it, so I'm like happy about that at least.
There's something to be said.
The email I sent was pretty savage too.
Screenshot.
I'll send it to you, but you're not posting on this thing.
Hostia. Les envió un correo.
I don't think there was much else.
This is why I told you to write a list about some questions you might have.
Dude, you gave me 30
Señor Ricany quiere preguntas,
I came home, ate dinner, and then figured out how to do this.
No le dio tiempo, Sean, Estaba ansioso por el podcast.
And this was your idea too. It wasn't.
Esa fue idea de Sean.
What?
I feel like I catch flack.
I wanted to do it, but I don't need other people chiming in on our conversation, and I don't need Dennis's 2 cents. I don't need nothing, no hatred, but it's like
it's better when it's just.
I would rather speak to somebody one-on-one and fucking.
I feel like you probably hung out with me more than you have Dennis either, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So it makes sense. It's cool.
I've known you and traveled with you for that long.
Yeah. I remember buying you like candy or something in fucking Ohio at a.
Yeah. Le compró chuches.
A laptop in a hotel, I poured a beer on it.
Yeah.
I was like 15.
Yeah, but it was fine.
That Josh Harrington was on that trip too.
Yeah, that was a good.
Le dio una cerveza con 15 años.
We saw Stephen Hamilton.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
That's
crazy.
right.
That was crazy.
I was 15, dude. Fuck.
That's insane. Yeah. You had so many fucking Oreos.
Yeah.
Comió Oreos.
I still do. Look.
You still do.
Still the drunk that eats candy.
Dying. Too funny, man. I don't know. I mean, you're not, like I said, you're not wrong. It's just crazy. It's the, yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I just want people to understand, like, everybody thinks everyone's lives are all gravy and this and that, and they judge people from the outside on fucking based on how you ride a bike, and it's sad.
Yeah.
Pero si eres tú, cabrón. Es que no lo entiendo, tío. Si es él el primero que juzga la opinión de las personas según cómo montan bicicleta. Y ahora dice que es la gente la que hace eso.
It isn't.
Yeah.
And it's...
I just told you more things on this podcast than that half the internet knows about me entirely.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And
se ha abierto mucho.
Like I said it 8 times on the phone call, man. But like that phone call meant a lot to me because I felt like there has been a divide between us and the bullshit. You know, the Instagram post or whatever was kind of like I was defensive about that because it wasn't, the intention wasn't there, but like today
I know, but I told you we watched it.
Yeah, today I'm like I am fucking wrong, and I appreciate you taking that and seeing that I'm trying to come from a good place and being willing to get on conversation.
I wouldn't have called you if I didn't fucking like you and want to hear your side and fucking whatnot, but like I said, I know how it feels to be in that situation on the other end of it.
Yeah.
You're not thinking about it. You're over there just posting something and having your wife, kid, a golden retriever, and Tyler's fucking gonna wake up with no teeth and shit. You know what I mean? Like it's not a joke.
Yeah, it's fucked up. Yeah.
And also, you didn't donate to him until I caused a scene.
But that's like.
But look at that from other people's perspective. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's.
Se creó después de hacer el numerito.
With Nathan the other day, I said I was like, I want to start a company so I can sponsor Tyler. You know, like I literally
if you want to start a bike company, go ahead.
No. I didn't say a bike company.
I'm gonna start a bike company. I'm gonna start a t-shirt company that says "Fuck Our BMX."
You should. It would sell great, apparently.
It
sell great.
Would. Honestly, I'd probably sell out.
Hostia. Dice, voy a empezar una marca de ropa donde va a poner Fuck Our BMX y seguramente se van a vender todas. A ver, lo dice en broma obviamente, pero es gracioso.
I was gonna try and figure out something to like actually support him in a small way. Nothing crazy, just a couple $100 or something like that. And I was trying to do that. I was trying to figure that out. It was a thought in the back of my head, and then he falls. So it's there's zero doubt in my mind that I wasn't going to like support him.
People can judge me on what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
But if in my opinion, it would be better off if he gets out of BMX and doesn't make any money and is forced to get on with something else in his life.
¿Cómo? Espera. Un segundo. No sé si he entendido bien.
In my opinion, it would be better off if he gets out of BMX and doesn't make any money and is forced to get on with something else in his life.
O sea, le está diciendo a Tyler que sería mejor si dejara el BMX y se obligara a hacer otra cosa con su vida. Tyler.
Maybe.
Because, okay, so him making a couple $100 a month.
Había entendido que Fien tendría que dejar el BMX por eso, pero no, se refiere a Tyler. Qué fuerte.
Is never going to satisfy him.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
He's never gonna be able to like rent a house, get a fucking another AMG Mercedes, this and that, all this shit that he was used to living.
Yeah.
So you're.
Claro, dice que no va a volver a tener el estilo de vida que tenía antes Tyler, el Mercedes
MG. Fuck riding your bike for $700 a month.
Yeah.
Claro, y como mucho va a llegar a $700 al mes.
No life to live at fucking years old.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Especially when you came from what me and Tyler did.
Yeah.
Like dude, it blows my mind when people think that bike riders were broke.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's just, and it's a huge change, dude. Like, it fucked me up.
Yeah.
You know, like, fucking
I think
$12,000 to $15,000 a month to working at the bar and fucking getting recognized as who I am by some asshole, and then I got to give him a drink. Like, your pride and all your shit is gone.
Yeah. Have you looked into, you know, like traditional sports and the similar stories, like the people that, you know, like,
I look into all kinds of shit.
I'm like parallel stories and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've looked at a lot of shit,
yeah.
You know, and I'm at the point now where I've kind of just accepted it. I'm still pissed, and I'll still fucking sit and argue on Instagram all day long. And
sí, reconoce que aún está enfadado por la situación.
That's not going to change my reality.
Yeah. Do you think, obviously...
I will never let my life fall apart based off bike riding.
Yeah. I think that's
Like, I will always pay the bills at my house. I will always take care of my dog.
yeah.
My house will always be clean. I'll always have a truck. Like, I will never let it go
Too
that
far.
way.
Yeah.
Like, I will never be begging for money on Instagram. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Understood. Is there, silver lining in any sense? Like, is it, like obviously you said the rehab stuff. Like, so you're doing better now. I see you're having a drink right now, obviously.
I
but
still
like,
drink and shit, but it's not nearly as bad as it was.
Yeah.
Sí, que tomo, pero no
The
tanto.
drug shit is what really
spun it out.
fun and everything. Well, the problem is you can't drink that much without drugs, so it's like,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about. The shit goes hand in hand.
I'm pretty fucking straight laced. We've hung out a bunch of times. You never seen me do anything. So
You've never railed lines in the bathroom of a shitty bar?
No.
See, once you do the first one, you're fucking wrapped in for a long time, and then you end up in rehab in Florida 6 times.
See, this is when I was pretty.
I have an addictive personality. If I fucking drop my head into something, I'm going for it all the way.
Es que tiene una personalidad adictiva.
I mean, I don't necessarily think I don't have that. I think there's
You can't double think. All I can tell you that much.
For when I turned 40, when I did 40, I did do a rail. It was a gap to
I'm just
rail.
fucking with you.
When on my birthday, I did fuck
Somebody
that.
sent me that clip. I didn't even find it, by the way.
Oh, fuck me. Dude.
Es verdad, porque Sean cuando está enfadado con él publicó un truco, un clip de Ryan cayéndose haciendo un rail enorme con casco y burlándose. Dice que le pasaron.
Somebody said run this clip and ask him if the helmet helped at all.
It did, I think.
No, it didn't. Get real.
I think they said I rung my bell on the first one and I denied it, and then.
Do you have fake teeth?
No, I don't. No, I've had 80 stitches in my chin though. Like over the course of like my life, I've been like this every time I eat shit, and then obviously.
Oh no,
I want you to get knocked out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not.
I want you to get knocked out in a fight, not even riding.
What? When did I get knocked out?
I can't remember, dude. I feel like I remember you sleeping on the ground somewhere that we were like.
I don't know if I've ever been knocked out fighting.
Peleando.
The hardest I ever got punched was by Jed Mildon, the triple flip dude or quad flip dude. That was a detour or whatever. But
till somebody knocks all their teeth out and sits in a fucking dentist chair and gets implants.
Well,
Don't come at me.
I'm not coming at you in any
Tyler
sense.
spit his teeth out on the ground and said, "Let me just walk this off."
Yeah, he's a tough motherfucker. 100%.
Like, how are you gonna come at a kid like that?
Yeah. I'm not putting myself on any sort of level in any sense, but I'm not skillful. I just haven't been afraid for a lot of years to try and do stuff, and that's how I did shit. I'm not good at riding a bike. There's a fucking reason that I'm on this.
You don't brag about being a good bike rider.
Yeah,
you can.
Yeah, so I'm not fucking. There's a reason.
You're the
why I'm
dude on the other side.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
it.
So
it's what it is, and I respect you, but in the same way I respect somebody like Tyler. Like, there's no difference. You partake in the industry just as much as we do.
Yeah, and I ride bikes all the fucking time.
And you still ride, yeah.
So I rode with Tyler on, I think I said Saturday. Yeah, Friday or something like that. I don't know. So it's like.
Not only is Tyler one of the best bike riders and will spit his teeth on the ground, he's like one of the toughest kids on the planet. Did you see the other knocked out clips that he just posted?
I didn't even fucking look. Well, no, I've seen them all before. It was the Texas Toast one. I saw him fucking
there. It was mortifying.
Slayer is playing. I lived that one. It was fucking.
I was standing there too.
It was like fucking Tyler Vernagel and Slayer's playing, and he just gets knocked the fuck out, and you're like, oh my fucking god, this is horrible.
Wow.
And then the foot jam.
He rode the next day.
Yeah, he shouldn't have.
He shouldn't have, but he did.
Yeah, and then
spit his teeth on the fucking ground at the skate park and filmed himself and then posted on Instagram. But everyone's like, "Yo, fuck this kid. He's not wearing a helmet."
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's
that one bummed me out a lot.
And I will stand by the idea that Tyler has been through a lot, and he's said it publicly, and I think a helmet is a good idea for him, and I would tell that to his face, and he could tell me.
He ain't gonna do it,
and he could tell me to fuck off, but that should have been a conversation face to face, and the idea of like me not showing unconditional support for him on the internet was the huge fucking miss, and that's my biggest regret in all of this is that I didn't just show blanket support for him and love for him. And that is where I fucking miss the mark. And
Yeah.
because I do blanket, I do have unconditional love for him. And he's
I know, he's just like me, bro. He's a nutcase, but he's a good kid.
Yeah, he's
like, I love the kid to death, but I also think he's nuts.
Yeah.
And it's vice versa.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. Like, we all go through crazy shit, and like, I'm learning right now in my life that I want a smaller group of people around me that know me closely enough to be like, or like, if I fuck up, I'm not worried about like, is that, like, are we not going to be friends anymore? You know, like,
it's
shit like that is.
Honestly, it's like a dog, the unconditional love. Like the dog,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
it really is.
I do that for my friends.
Yeah.
And I want those kind of people around me. Like,
there's nothing wrong with that.
Because I've had a lot of people. I've had a lot of people in bike riding that act like my friend, and then one little thing goes wrong, and they're fucking gone.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry if I've been one of them. I know we haven't talked in a while.
Fudger, we've been. I mean, we're friends, and we've been around the world together and all this, but in the bigger scheme of things, you have a family, you're a grown-ass man, we're acquaintances.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, I said
that. We're acquaintances, you know, it's not like...
We share a lot of memories, but we're not necessarily like...
Yeah, we don't need to talk every day, but I want respect from you when shit comes up.
And you have it, man. Dude, you fucking have it, and no matter what you say, and how many people you piss off and how many people you try and piss off, it doesn't discredit all the shit you did.
Yeah.
Sí, al final, todo lo que ha hecho Sean...
They're two separate categories. Anybody listening to this, Sean can piss you off, and he can say dumb shit, or fucking ruthless shit, or the truth you don't want to fucking hear, or whatever, however you put it in there, and it's like, it still doesn't fucking discredit all the shit you did on the bike.
Which that's
Ahí estoy de acuerdo.
It's not about bike riding.
Yeah, and you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's about marketing. And it's about self-marketing, which is even harder.
And that's even worse.
It's about putting yourself out there, and it's about being fucking corny and talking in what's up, fam, and shit like that. Like, I have a YouTube channel with fucking hundreds of thousands of subscribers or whatever, and I can't fucking do it because I didn't grow up. I didn't grow up in that era, and I fucking struggle with it. I've never pointed a camera at myself and talked.
I've taken selfies and shit.
I'll put it on a tripod.
I'm not talking like, hey, look at me, I'm trying to the skate park, fucking, I'm gonna do this and that. No.
I'll put it on a tripod and talk to it because I need to. But walk around.
I can't even, dude. I have tried, like, dead ass. I have tried, like, at the skate park to try to like set up my phone somewhere and film a clip of myself. I cannot even. I'm not even capable of that.
It's hard.
Madre mía.
It's just not my thing.
Yeah.
Está bien, al final es que por hablarle a una cámara o no, bueno, yo que soy youtuber, no, con más razón lo digo, no eres menos o más real, yo creo, porque aquí lo están vendiendo como soy más real porque no le hablo a una cámara o porque no me sale, no me adapto a las nuevas generaciones. Bueno, es su opinión, al final no me voy a meter, pero...
But, yeah, like I said, I just want to run this back and then we can close it out. I want to apologize to all the people that I've came at sideways, you know, like...
You want to list them all?
No, that'd be a long list. But people that have gotten the messages I'm talking about and like that I've came at 4 o'clock in the morning and shit like that, like they know who they are.
¿Qué se está disculpando?
It is what it is. You know, ups, downs, sideways. I went through a big change and it still sucks. But certain people didn't deserve it. Certain people did, and.
They know who they are?
And the same, yeah. Well, some of them don't because they're delusional anyways. But and then all the Instagram attacks, stop fucking attacking me, and I won't attack you back.
Yeah,
it's really simple.
Yeah.
If somebody with a higher credibility level and what I've done in my career wants to come at me, then that's a different story.
Yeah.
And that's where I stand, and it is what it is.
Cool.
Like, I don't need a little kid telling me how to live my life and do my shit when I've fucking done this shit for 20 years.
Exactly. Been a pro bike rider for like 20 years, top.
And like, even aside from like all the shit with Colt and everybody, like, we had good times. Robbie, sorry if you fucking hate me. It is what it is. Get over it. Fucking eat another Oreo cookies or some shit like that.
Sour Patch.
No, these are cookies and milk, motherfucker. Like, I love the dude too. Like, I hate him at the same time, but I love the dude.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, I hope anybody that feels slighted by this or pissed off or whatever, it produces a conversation, and you guys fucking hash it out. I think that's
No estaría mal.
the opportunity that people have.
Everybody
right
needs to understand that a fucking 27-year-old kid that has no real guidance and just free money for that period of time, you can become a fucking nutcase.
And has you have a fucking crazy life, dude. And
it's
been fucking awesome. And
it's been awesome. It's been up, down, sideways, all of it.
Yeah. So.
And you finally got me on your fucking podcast. Congratulations.
Fuck yes.
14th try.
14th try.
I'm glad me and you did it. I didn't really want to sit in front of Dennis.
You want me to cut that out?
No. Absolutely not. That one's fine. That can stay.
I appreciate it, dude. I fucking wish you the best, and I think even through all the bullshit when you were mad at me and stuff, I said
I was
that.
never mad at you. It was more just
like in the band shit and stuff like that. Like when we were having conversation, I was like, that was how I ended everything. I'm pretty sure I didn't actually scroll back and look, but I because I feel that way. I wanted that. Like I knew that this is a fucking hard transition, and there's lots of dudes. We mentioned a couple. There's lots of dudes out there going through the same transition, and it's fucking gnarly. And so show some people some grace, and even if they, I don't know.
I wasn't ever asking for sympathy about my shit. Like
nah. But some grace, like a little like, and this is for me too, for me to remember that. So So
I just want to say, like, be more, like, I wish that BMX Instagram was a little more like back to the roots kind of shit and actually real shit that I think is cool. Know what's cool.
Yeah.
Stop posting the corny shit just for the fucking views.
Yeah.
And think about what you post when you're posting shit about a real dude or commenting on a real dude's post, because it's a shit's a dying breed, and I already feel that way. I'm sure Tyler does, and then it just doesn't need to be added to.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. I will take it. Of course, I will take it. I'll fucking.
And you owned up to it. I'll tell everybody. He owned up to it. He called me. He texted me like, "Oh, sorry," blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I've done the same shit a million times. You know how many fucking stupid things I've done and had to apologize for?
None. Perfect streak.
Yeah. All right, Fudge. Send me this shit before you post it.
I will. I'll take it.
How do you think we did?
I think it was fucking great. Like honestly, I think you're a human being,
Yeah,
like,
a lot of people forget that.
I think that's the most important thing. And you have feelings, you admitted fault, I think it, but you also have your beliefs, and I think it's good. There's always going to be some.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of shit that I missed and people I could have talked about and whatnot, but it is what it is. A little cross that I wanted to, and. Yeah, it's off my shoulders now, and you're lucky you got me tonight, because if I woke up tomorrow, I probably would have done it.
Yeah, I mean, you pushed for it.
I was like, I don't do this now.
Le pide el hacer el podcast, pero ahora está diciendo que tiene suerte de haber hecho el podcast, que mañana a lo mejor no lo hubiera hecho.
I was a little nervous. I was like, man, I kind of wanted to like pencil out a couple of little things, and I'm like, oh, fuck. I literally ate dinner, did the dishes for the wife, and
no le ha dado tiempo a preparar.
So it was like so.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
Fuck having to San Diego from LA and all this bullshit.
Nah, fuck that. I don't blame you. Fuck that.
¡Buf! Madre mía, chavales. Madre mía, pedazo de podcast. La verdad que me ha gustado bastante. Me ha gustado ver cómo está Sean Ricany en persona. Ha sido increíble. Y me ha gustado la cantidad de detalles que ha dado. Me ha gustado que se ha mojado bastante en todo sentido sobre sus problemas, se ha abierto, ha pedido disculpas, entre comillas. Sí que es verdad que tiene una actitud un poco, que se le nota que está un poco tocado por lo que ha pasado, ¿no? Como ha comentado. Pero me ha gustado mucho y bueno, esperemos que esto sea el fin del drama, porque también ya está siendo bastante largo. Y nada, wow. La verdad que estoy impactado, ha sido largo. Así que terminamos aquí esta reacción, ¿vale? Suscribiros a mi canal de YouTube si lo estáis viendo desde YouTube, porque subo vídeos diarios y aparte hago directo en Twitch. Intento hacerlo cada martes y cada viernes. Hoy lo estamos haciendo un sábado, pero bueno, es que si no puedo un día lo hago al día siguiente, y lo suelo hacer a las 9 de la noche, hora española.